What's up, guys? Happy Gravy Day, episode 365 of your favorite podcast. It's Bobby, Alex, and Pat. That's the order my Zoom is in. I don't know about your Zooms right now. Let's go around the room. I've got Bobby to the left, me to the right, and Pat on the bottom. What about you, Bobby?
Welcome to Pass the Gravy. It's Alex, me, and then Pat.
Okay, Pat, what about you?
Welcome to Pass the Gravy. It is Pat, Alex, and Bobby.
So weird. So weird.
Oh, does y'all's change? Because this is how mine always is.
No, that's how mine. Well, I don't know. It depends on who joins the chat first for me, usually.
No, this is the way mine always is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think this is dumb, Alex.
Well, this is probably great for people that are just listening. So, if you haven't done a Zoom, then you have no idea what we're talking about.
Like,
You've
what
probably
the fuck
done a
is
Zoom.
Zoom?
Yeah, you've probably done a Zoom meeting at some point. That's how we record this podcast in the pandemic. Pat was talking about I was gonna come in and all of this, and I was just like, when was the fucking last time we were all here? Like, I haven't seen you guys in person in forever. I still have helmets to give you guys, like beer to give Pat. There's so much stuff.
Don't worry. This will be part of my not cool. Like we're gonna get to that.
We'll get to it. Well, we got a fun-filled episode today. We're going to do a little baseball predictions for the season that's about to start as we're recording this on the 22nd of July. Baseball is kicking off tomorrow. I had Alex's race for us winding down tonight. It's going to be its final race, so I'm done with that. It's a fun time right now with sports. We're talking like NFL's being talked about. We've passed the point to where we are talking about, like, remember when this happened in sports, to now we're talking about what is going to be happening. And I'm just happy to be there and talking about,
it's sports week, dude.
How's this team going to gel in the bubble in the NBA? I'm just happy we're talking about it as opposed to, like, when do you think sports are going to be back? Because that was old. That was getting really old really fast. That got old. But let's move along to our newest segment we have started on the podcast. It's the PTG Time Machine Club. We figured Where You Been was getting a little old after we hadn't really left our houses, so we are just, instead of telling you what we have been up to lately, we're going to shoehorn that into our Comeback Kids segment if we can, and we're going to go pick a year every week and just look at that year and figure out some stuff that happened in that year, discuss it like we would a book club, but we don't have to read a whole book like nerds. We can just look up Wikipedia stuff and then go about it that way. The PTG Time Machine Club is brought to you by the newest podcast on the Pass the Gravy Podcast Network, The Time Machine with Andrew Green. He picks a nostalgic topic each week and goes and discusses that. He talks about, like, what happened to LMAO. We did an Office podcast. We did one on Tiger King. It was a lot of fun. He's a great guy, and you should definitely check out The Time Machine with Andrew Green. Hit the subscribe button. Give him a 5-star review. Let him know you heard about him from Pass the Gravy Podcast. Go follow him on Twitter and everything as well. The Time Machine with Andrew Green, the official sponsor of our PTG Time Machine segment. So this year we're picking was the first time we picked in the 2000s. So I was like, why not pick the year 2000? I felt like we had a lot of stuff to talk about with that. So, Robert, what did you learn first?
Y2K. This was the year Y2K. Everything was going to shut down. The world was going to end. People were scared. I think I was like 4 or 5 years old, and even I was nervous, just thinking, like, computers aren't going to stop working, and what are we going to do?
Do you think we'd be better off right now if it had happened?
Maybe.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
I mean,
of course not. No. If all of our technology in the world had reset and fucked up, no. Nukes would have gone off. We'd be living in Fallout.
Would it have all gone off, or would it just nothing have happened, and then, like, technology would have just been done at that point?
Like, all computers just fried. So then we just
become like
Amish.
Amish.
Bunkers.
We're just all Amish. We're like, we got to figure out electricity again. Start flying kites.
I think we could have, though. That could have been done fast because there's smart people that already understand this stuff. Not me. I was 10 at the time. I would have had an excuse for not being a part of it.
Robert, you were like 4?
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
So you don't really remember it at all, huh?
I do remember, like, being nervous about it still, just because, like, I had heard so much about it, but like I really didn't understand it.
My parents were hardcore on the like, it's not gonna happen that group, but like I still in the back of, like as kids though, you're still in the back of your head like we don't understand the world. We're fucking like 10 and 11. So it's like I don't know, what do we do if this happens? Like what if? And like remember when that was our biggest problem? Like and then we have fucking corona. Like it was a much simpler time. It was a much simpler time. You didn't have to wear masks, none of that stuff. We were just like maybe computers are going to break at midnight on that day. And it never happened. But yeah, we all survived Y2K. And that's like one of those things, like that's the closest that like the whole world has gotten to, I feel like a doomsday situation where it's like those cults that are like, the end of the world is coming. Like I feel like the whole world was like, Y2K, what about it? Huh? Is it going down? And then when it didn't happen, it was just like, now what about that? Like, now what?
I mean, part of me, like, I don't know, it might have been kind of cool. Except it wouldn't have been at all, because then like there would have been no sports, because we wouldn't have actually like it would have been back to like the 1920s where you just had to check box scores on the newspaper the next day.
That would be terrible. That would
be awful. I don't want to think about that. That's horrifying.
Y2K was a big one, and then I feel like that was the big one that year, and then also like the next big one was like it had to be the presidential election, like Gore versus Bush, Gore,
Florida.
Yeah, Florida, the hanging chads, like all that shit. Like it was just chaos. And we think this election's going to be nuts coming up. Like that one was just like, it felt like the election was like 3 months longer too, just because they had to do the recount or whatever it is. And I don't know how long the recount really took, but like it felt like it took forever.
I'm pretty sure it was like at least 1 month. I think it was like 2 months though.
It's usually like the election's over. You're like, all right, this is the next president. This guy's going to be the president. We're like, who is it? We think it's Bush.
Do you remember? I know we were 10, so you might not have watched any of it, but I remember watching a lot of the coverage of them doing like hand recounts. And there was this one county in Florida.
I didn't really watch much of it.
Where like it would be a bunch of people around a table, and they would pass the ballot one to like to each person, and they would go, you know, Gore, 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 and then it would get to this one guy, and every time he'd sit there, he'd like squint at it, get real close, lift his glasses, and it was like 8 out of 9 times he was disagreeing with what everyone else said. And like, dog, if you have to look that hard at the ticket and you can't see, it's your eye. Like you need to bow out. Like this dude was fucking up every ballot. It would be like 6 people in a row going yes, and he'd go no. Like usually, like how did that guy get that job?
Yeah, man, that's one of the things where like. I get, and I don't want to get political this early at all. I don't want to get political at all in this, but like I get like we should be able to do electronic ballots, but I also get that's also really easy to hack. And then the other argument would be, well, like we saw Florida in 2000. Like obviously voting in person is not always the best way either. So there's got to be some way we can fucking do it. You know?
The thing that scares me about electronic ballots is if there was one last time, Harambe would have won because a 12-year-old would have hacked that shit and given Harambe 50 million votes.
Probably. Like the only real way to make sure it's safe, and this is a very like specific reference is, and if you haven't watched Survivor, you probably still have seen like they show like the people holding up the piece of paper with who they voted out. Like, you would have to just have everybody in the world go and just record in front of a camera who it was, and then...
Can't do that, though. Your right to privacy of your vote.
Right. So that's the way it'd be out. But what if you could blur faces?
It wouldn't matter. There'd be people that can unblur that shit. And then you have to worry about people coming after you for your political beliefs. Like, that is just...
They don't do that anyways. They don't do that yet, so we're good.
Yeah, that never happens.
Yeah, well, everybody's safe. Nobody comes after people for political beliefs yet.
Never.
It's when they know who you're voting for, which people don't talk about who they vote for these days. That definitely doesn't happen. Another thing that I learned, or Pat, no, it's your turn. I'm sorry.
I pulled up something special for us. I looked up what the number 1 song was on each of our birthdays.
Ooh.
So I'll go in order. February 22nd, Alex.
All right.
You had the worst one out of all of us. I don't even know this song.
Of course I did.
I Knew I Loved You by Savage Garden.
Is that No,
that's Truly Madly Deeply. That's a great song.
I'm
No,
on the bed with you and the sea.
That's a great song.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna
No,
pretend
that's
it's
not
that
that. That
song,
was
even though it's not, because that
no.
makes
You
me feel
can't.
better.
You can't.
I'm too late.
Next in the year, Bobby's birthday, March 27th. Say my name, say my name. The word is
Oh,
strong. Like I looked up mine
Destiny's
first, and I was
Child.
like, oh, I'm gonna win. And then I saw that, and I was like, all right, Alex probably or Bobby probably takes this one. But I had a strong one too. I had Everything You Want by Vertical Horizon.
You guys have two strong.
Yeah,
Strong.
I would
picks.
say though, Say My Name is the more
that
classic,
has to be the winner
better
of
song.
it. Just everybody
But-
knows that one for sure. So
But
yeah,
Everything You Want by Vertical Horizon, man, just that wah, 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 like that opening, I don't know, guitar, electronic riff, whatever the fuck that is, gets me going every time.
that's pretty tight. Bobby,
So
did you get
obviously we learned that me and Bobby's birthdays are better than Alex's.
in the year 2000
In the
specifically.
year 2000, I guess. Oprah Williams, she launched her O magazine. That
Oh
was a
yeah,
big
Did
thing.
you just say
Mhm.
Oprah Williams?
Because I'm looking, because I also have one about Vanessa Williams.
Winfrey.
Oprah Williams.
Oprah,
I like Oprah
Winfrey.
Williams.
Mhm.
You
I was
racist.
The
I was
Oprah
looking-
Williams show.
I was looking at my list. So Vanessa Winfrey, she wins her first championship at Wimbledon.
Oh man.
Wasn't it Venus Williams?
Yeah, Venus
Okay.
Williams.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Okay, you guys know I've been crazy about space stuff, learning about the years. Well, we talked about this the other day. I feel like in another year, we learned that like the International Space Station was like they started designing it and making plans on sending stuff up there. I think it was 1994 or whatever it was. 2000 was the first crew that actually lived on the ISS. So like in the year 2000, which that blows my mind. Like I would have just assumed, like I said last time, like for years, we've always just had people living on the International Space Station. But it's like, no, Alex, the technology wasn't there yet, dumbass. But
I mean, it's been 20 years that we've had people up there now.
it is crazy though. It is crazy. 136 days they went up there. But just imagine being like the first group of people to do that. I think it was like one or two Americans and some Russians that did it. And
Well, you got to
like,
think before that, there was what was it, Mir, the Russian one? People stayed up on that one for long periods of time.
Oh, they already had their own?
I think it was called the Mir, MIR. But that one eventually, like, it was so old, the world was like, we need something else. This thing's going to fall out of the sky any fucking day.
All right, well that makes sense then. But like, just imagine being like I didn't know that. I thought that like they were the first people to really ever do that, and I was like, just imagine being like the first group that's like, yo, bro, we'll see you in 136 days. Have fun in space. You're like, oh man, I really hope that all this stuff we've prepped for works out. Like that's the whole thing about space. Like if you're the first people to do it, you're like, we're either gonna die or this is gonna be sweet.
I'd be the guy that like 20 minutes before launch, I'd be like, hey, can everyone just double check their math one more time?
Let's push it back 30 minutes
Like everyone
Just
hand your
check
paper
again.
to the left and then check your partner's math.
and be honest. Yeah, so the International Space Station, man, 136 days, that's nuts. And then also Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods won he became the youngest person to ever win a Grand Slam in golf by winning all the four majors at 24 years old. I think Jordan Spieth also did that now since then, but I think he was a little bit younger at 24 years old. He was like a few days younger. So that was pretty cool because I was like kind of like the come up with Tiger, you know, like he was already really good, and then we were like Tiger Woods here to stay, and yeah, he's still fucking golfing.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Vermont passes HB 847 legalizing civil unions for same-sex couples. Now, I don't even think that means they legalized marriage yet, which still seems crazy that by 2000 that hadn't happened, especially in Vermont. Vermont's always one of the first ones.
Yeah.
But like,
so like
it's crazy
like a
that it's
civil
less than
union
20
that just
years.
means that like they were like, we're not going to acknowledge that you're married, but we're going to acknowledge
like-
that you guys are together.
Yeah, and I think that means like you can cross benefits and stuff like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
But
I
like
didn't know that.
the state doesn't recognize your marriage or whatever. That feels like it's crazy, right? That like same-sex marriage hasn't been around for 20 years, but like it just seems like it should have been around for fucking
Well,
longer.
it was like not legal until like was it Obama's last year? Like 2015?
God damn, I didn't even think about that.
2014
Jesus.
or 2015 was when it was like legal to get gay married, and like that
But
blows.
al-
That's fucking
but also,
insane.
2015 seems like 20 years ago now.
It does. Coronavirus seems like it took 3 years off of our lives.
Well, just everything is moving exponentially fast now. So like 5 years feels like 10. 10 years feels like 30.
It was, I don't know, because it's like the quarantine at times just felt like it was just like the same thing over and over again. So it did feel like you were there for like years. And then it's like now we are catching up and speeding up things. So it's like 5 years. Yeah, you're right.
Well, it probably feels faster for us too, because this is like our first decade of like true adulthood. So like actually being out in the fucking world and stuff, it probably feels like people that are 70 are probably like, yeah, dude, this, I mean,
Shut
this
up,
shit
you young
happens.
whippersnappers.
Yeah.
Robert, did you get anything else you picked up?
Yeah, I had one more. The final Peanuts comic came out in February. Not sure if you guys were big into Peanuts.
I remember when he died and like being like, oh, that was the
Charles
last
Schultz.
one.
Mhm.
Charles Schultz, great man. I was all about reading the funnies, man. My parents got the paper. I was like, come on, give me that shit. Hagar the Horrible, Marmaduke, all that shit.
I
Family
never
Circus Dog?
I read it occasionally. Calvin and Hobbes, I had the books, like the comics books, but they would just,
Calvin
like,
Hobbes
long
wasn't
comic
in our
strips.
paper, really.
It wasn't in the paper. It was just like my brother had the books, and I remember looking at them.
Yeah.
So that was tight. What else did I get? The London Eye in London, obviously, was that was opened. That's the world's largest Ferris wheel. And then again, like pre-COVID, mad cow disease in 2000. That was big. And that was the one, the virus that I remember then. They're like, this is the virus that's gonna wipe out humanity. It's gonna
This is going to be zombies.
it's gonna take out mankind. And we're like, no. We got SARS, we've got MERS, and now we got coronavirus. So
I just remember thinking like, dude, don't fuck with my ability to have a burger.
right?
Like,
Well,
I'm
what's
still
weird,
eating my burgers.
like mad cow disease sounds the scariest of all of them.
Yeah.
You know, like coronavirus, okay. Like SARS, I don't really know. Like I know it's an abbreviation for stuff. I know coronavirus is like an abbreviation for stuff, I think. Or COVID is an abbreviation for stuff. But like mad cow disease, that's fucking scary sounding. That's fucking scary. Maybe that's why like we didn't get it. Because like you just like coronavirus isn't a scary enough name. Bat murder disease is what we should call it, or some shit like that. And it's like if they were like, oh, you watch out, you don't want to catch corona. People are like, oh, okay, it sounds like a beer. Or
People don't even
on.
call it Corona anymore, dude. Like me and my friends,
Rona.
it's just the Rona.
Yeah.
It's the Rona.
Yeah. But like, what if it was called like the bat murder disease? Like, then I think people would take it way more seriously. I don't know if you've watched the news. People tend to respond more to fear than anything.
What?
Believe it or not. This little thing I've noticed over the last couple of days.
I've got one that I'm shocked. And I'm not overstating this at all. I'm absolutely shocked Alex hasn't said yet. The popular show Big Brother is broadcast on German private channel RTLH and captures worldwide media interest.
Well, I did see that one, but I mean, I was like, who's going to give a fuck? Like, I already have maybe there's already something Big Brother coming up in the show, but like, I didn't want to go too Big Brother heavy, and also that wasn't the American version.
Yeah, but that was the beginning of Big Brother.
That was what started it all. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome. It started a revolution. Without that happening, Pastor Gravy Bro would not exist.
Which I'm kind of surprised people weren't more down on it, because anytime Germans are experimenting on people, you got to be really cautious and skeptical of what's
Historically,
going on.
yeah, you really it's not gone well before. Let's just say that.
We're
There've
doing
been some
social
issues.
experiments on our people. Hey, now, back up.
Whoa, Addy, chill out.
Somebody pull up the Geneva Convention. See if we outlawed this shit already.
Dude, no. We all send them to this one place to live. Like, nope.
The Geneva Convention and the Paris Accords. Comb through that shit. See what they're doing.
I only had a couple more things, like movies that were big in 2000. Shrek, Mission Impossible 2, Gladiator, Castaway, How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey. All those came out that year. And then
The original X-Men.
The original X-Men, that one too. And then that's me not being a superhero guy, because like it's like I know there's like X-Men, but there's also like Spider-Man, and then another there's a bunch of Spider-Mans. I didn't know if it was the original one. So
Yeah.
I was like, was it just some third tier one? I have
Also,
no idea.
my favorite album of all time, the Blink-182 live album, The Mark, Tom, and Travis Show.
Yeah, Blink-182 is very big in the 2000s.
It was recorded in 99, but it came out in 2000.
Okay. And iTunes debuted in 2000. But like the
Ooh.
iPod came out a year later, so nobody had a fucking clue what iTunes was, I'm sure, unless you had like a Mac, which nobody had really then because they weren't as cool. I was looking at like old cell phones. I was doing the thing on like how many old cell phones can you name?
Those bricks.
Yeah, dude. But it was like, remember like the Sidekick and the Razor and the Crazer and the Chocolate? And
I had the
I was
NV
just
Touch.
like, that was before there were two phones. Like I know there's other brands, but like there's Droid and iPhone, and it's like they've just figured it out where they're like, no, we need these two.
I had one of the first touchscreen phones. It was, it was like this, and the outside was the touchscreen, but then you could open it up and it had the keyboard on the inside and another screen. Well, the problem with this touchscreen is it just stopped working after a little while because where do you keep your phone? In your pocket. Sometimes there's a little bit of constant pressure on it right there. So the touchscreen just stopped working after a month. Not even that long, maybe. Like it was already fucking up pretty quickly, but it was just done working after a month.
Yeah,
that wasn't in 2000. That was later.
No, that was after 2000. But yeah, 2000 was a hell of a year. Hell of a year. And then 20 years later, here we are. So that was our PTG Time Machine Club. Use the hashtag PTG2000. Willennium. Oh, he's very big right now. Very, very big in the news right now.
Verbal meme. We're talking about the year 2000 and don't bring up Willennium, and it's Will Smith just sitting back in that. Really?
Somebody make that. Yeah, somebody make that real fast. But yeah, dude, 2000. That was the Pass the Gravy Time Machine Club. If you'd like to weigh in on some things that we didn't mention yet, hashtag PTG2000 and hit us up with your list and we can discuss it on Twitter. So, Pat, you are drinking whiskey today, and we'll get to why in a little bit, but just explain so to people that are not watching the video version, and shout out Bro Brad. He was like, how do I watch a video version? I didn't know y'all had that. And so I showed him how to get to the YouTube page, and he's all set on the video versions that Robert spends hours working on. Very hard. Hours. And then he's got to go and put it in Braille and like rewrite all, like he does so much stuff. But Bro Brad, like, so the video version, you are drinking whiskey out of you're just taking shots of whiskey now? That's what I was just noticing. It was a video only thing. I'm trying really hard to not just be video based because I feel like I've been bad about that lately.
I realized sometime last week that while I was doing good on staying under, because I've gotten a couple apps that help me track carbs and shit like that, and it also gives you a projected like calorie, what you want to use at the end of the day. And I was hitting underneath it every time. But then I realized that, oh shit, there's still calories in whiskey. So whereas I thought I was, 200, 500 underneath, or calories underneath what I was supposed to have for the day, usually most days I was ending up at about 500 to 800 calories over what I was doing.
Did Pat just cut out on you?
Yeah, Pat just cut out.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to hit up Pat and let him know that. Okay, I thought it was on my end, so I apologize about that, gang. We're gonna try and reconnect with Pat. Why don't we move along to just like Comeback Kid? If you will hit up Pat and try and get a hold of him, I will tell you guys about our fantastic friends at Southern Star Brewing Company, 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe, the best brewery in town. And it's my favorite place. That was my favorite beer before they sponsored the show. The Bombshell Blonde was. Then they sponsored us, and then they came out with the Strawberry Bombshell Blonde, and that is the shit, and I love it. And I'm drinking a Strawberry Blonde right now. I'm about to open up a Echo in Conroe that I know is going away, but I saw some at the store the other day, had to snag a case, and I'm set up for at least a couple weeks on the Echo in Conroe. Guys, right now, like Governor Abbott, we're not getting political, but he's kind of fucked breweries over as of late. He's kind of fucked over breweries as of late. There,
Can you
what's
hear
up,
me?
Pat? Yeah. Let
Okay.
me finish this ad. We'll get to you. We'll let you finish your story.
Yeah.
But so Governor Abbott kind of fucked over breweries here. They're changing the rules in the middle of the game, basically, with this Corona stuff. And now it's just kind of like it's important right now to support your local breweries, to support your small businesses. And Southern Star Brewing Company is going to be the company we're championing right now. Let's fucking help out our boys over and girls over at Southern Star Brewing Company. Go pick. They're doing beer to go 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. You can check out the beer to go hours on their Facebook page. You can also purchase any Southern Star products at a Specs, Total Wine, and more. A goody. I know at my HEB they have them. They have the wider variety of all the beers you can get of Southern Star beers at the liquor stores typically that I notice, but HEB has a good selection. I know Randall's and Kroger has them too. The best beer in the entire world. There's something for everybody. If you want an IPA, they got Conspiracy Theory. They got Subatomico Juicy IPA. The Bombshell Blondes come in the red and blue cans. It is the same beer. Somebody was asking me, like, it is the same exact beer. It's just different cans. The Strawberry Bombshell Blonde. If you can find any Echo in Conroe, there's something for everybody at Southern Star Brewing Company. You can go get the beer to go 3525 North Fraser Street. Let's support our Texas breweries. Southern Star Brewing Company, the official beer sponsor of Pass the Gravy podcast. Let's help our fucking beer partners right here, guys. How hard is it to help support beer? Go buy some beer. Drink beer. That's all we're asking you to do. Hey, how do I support
supporting beer is very easy.
I'm not asking you to spend $2 million. I'm asking you to go buy beer and drink it. Done.
If you got $2 million to spend.
If you want to spend $2 million, why not spend $2 million at Southern Star? I promise you, you'll be very happy for a very long time if you do that. But Southern Star Brewing Company, the best. I did say that. I was trying to. You didn't address it right off the bat, so I thought I got past you, but no. At Southern Star BC and at Southern Star Brewing Co. on Twitter and Instagram. Tag them when you're drinking a Southern Star. Tag us at Pass Gray Pod, Southern Star BC, Southern Star Brewing Co. on Twitter and Instagram. Let them know you're supporting the people that support us. Let's keep our local breweries afloat, specifically Southern Star Brewing Company. I'm not saying they're in trouble or anything, but it's very important right now with everybody struggling right now. We got to help out our breweries. We got to help out the people who are supporting us, especially. I know we do, and that's who I'm supporting. I'm supporting Southern Star. Every time I see a thing of Southern Star at the grocery store, I'm grabbing a pack right now just because I want to keep supporting Southern Star Brewing Company, the best beer in the entire world, the official beer sponsor of Pass the Gray podcast and our Comeback Kids segment. But before that, Pat, why are you drinking shots and not just out of your bottle?
So where did I cut out? Because I don't want to repeat.
Just restart it. You're drinking shots.
So I was going way over my calories every day, I figured out, because I was drinking so much whiskey. Whereas I thought I was underneath my calorie thing for the day. I was going like 800 over 1,000 over on calories. So I decided, fuck it, instead of just taking swigs out of my bottle like I normally do when I'm playing video games, if I take actual shots, I can track it.
Okay.
So that's the basic reasoning behind.
So you're trying to like go for a high score?
No. I don't know what a high score would be right now, because like the other night,
you should start just like keeping tallies and then just see what your high score is.
Well, the first night I did it, I was like, well, I'm gonna track it just to see, about what the calories would be, and I don't have an exact number. Not because I got super shit faced, but just because I wasn't keeping a tally. I was just doing them, and it was at least 12 shots that night, and it might have been 13, 14, 15. I'm not sure because I was playing video games and not paying attention. But I still woke up zero hangover. Like, I don't think I have the ability to get a hangover right now, which is kind of worrying me.
That's a superpower, maybe. Maybe you found your superpower.
Like, I mean, if you want to be technical with it, it's
non-hungover man.
It's full-blown alcoholism if you want to be technical about it.
Well, isn't alcohol like you feel terrible if you're not drinking, though?
Well, technically, I don't know if you want to just call it.
You're like dependent on it. I don't think you're dependent on it.
You could call it binge drinking, but it was also every single day.
It's consistent binge drinking.
Yeah. So like, and I was like,
consistency is important a lot of times, guys.
I was like, I'm going to take a couple days off and see if, it helps me lose a couple more pounds too. And I mean, I haven't had a drink in the last 2 days and I've lost like 3 more pounds. So.
That's good.
But is it worth it? That's the question. To not be I was sitting here last night playing video games and like just not drinking while doing it. I was like, it feels weird. Like something's weird about like normally I'll play NHL. When I get a goal, I take a drink, and I got a goal, and I was like, I drink water. This is boring.
Yeah, it takes some of the fun out of it, I bet.
It does, but what are you gonna do?
All right, so that was Pat's story about why he's drinking out of it. That was on me for just bringing that
Cheers.
up out of the blue. But yeah, see, it's interesting. It's odd when you're just having a conversation with someone and then you just see them take a shot and then pour another one and just like let it sit there for a second, and then you're in the middle of a conversation again and just shot. So
was it more weird than when we're doing live streams and I'm just taking fucking chugs out of the bottle?
Well, like a live stream, like a lot of times we're just drinking and hanging out. We're not usually doing a podcast. So like I don't think you're being like irresponsible or anything. It's just I'm not used to just watching. I wouldn't care
if you did.
I'm just not used to watching you take a shot while we're talking. So there's that.
Yeah.
But this is the Comeback Kid segment where we shoehorn everything in from the last week into and just we say, hey, this is back in the news, and that's how we call it the Comeback Kid. So this is our intro for that.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch.
Our first Comeback Kid this week, obviously, it's West Ham. Because, boys, we're safe. Guess who's playing in the Premier League next year? Us, West Ham. No, actually, I just wrote this song. I wrote this to the tune of Twisted Sisters, We're Not Gonna Take It. We're not relegated. No, we're not relegated. We're not relegated. So fuck you.
I was wondering what that last line was going to be. Really just fucking pulled it together.
You thought I pulled it together? Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Dude, they played Manchester United.
Did you send that? Did you send that to the Hammers?
Well, not yet. Now, Robert,
the Bayou Ironworks?
so I can.
Yeah. You definitely need to.
I don't know if I get in trouble with shit I'm posting as of late, so maybe I will.
Well, I'm just saying, text
we'll get to that
guys.
too. Yeah.
They'll appreciate
We're not
it.
relegated, guys. We're staying up. We're in the Premier League, and we were very unlikely to be relegated going into today because we kicked the shit out of Watford. I think it was 3-4-0. West Ham's been very good as of late. They've had a couple. They had a 4-0 win. I think they had a 3-1 win, and then it was 3-1. They beat Watford. And then they tied Manchester United today. They tied them 1-1. They needed the 1 point to be 100% safe. We were up by like 10 goals over like the next team that would have gotten us relegated. So we would have had to lose in our final game by like 7. Like, it had to be like 7-0. So like we were pretty safe. But like I don't want to leave anything to chance. I don't fucking know.
Nope.
I don't fucking know. Like let's just fucking win. And then also shout out to me because for the first time ever in my life, I bet on a draw in soccer. Like I just bet for there to be a draw. I was like, I don't think we'll beat Manchester United. I'd settle for a draw. Let me just be wishful thinking. I'm usually the opposite of what I think West Ham's going to do. So I was like, today I'll do this. And it was plus 550 on the bet. So I just threw a hundo on West Ham to tie with Man United. Totally hit it. Fucking nailed it. We were up 1-0 at one point, and then we got scored on. I was nervous the rest of the game, but I was like, I don't know. I mean, this bet's hitting. And there's nothing better than when your team – it felt like a win because we aren't getting relegated and we weren't going to win the league anyways. But like we're not getting relegated, so we're safe. And my wallet is a little bit bigger, so I'm happy with that. And West Ham, we're staying up. I'm forever blowing bubbles, baby. Come on, you Irons, and we're not relegated. We're staying up. So West Ham
feels great.
Comeback Kid. It feels great. Wrap up the season on Sunday, and that's it. Just like that. I'm
so proud of us.
Also, when we put out the I don't need your negativity shirts, just saying things started happening. For that club. The Pastor bump. I don't know. It's America's West Ham podcast. People know that. And we're just here to help rally the troops and bring the lads another win. And I think we did our part. This season. Dolphinitely. Our next Comeback Kid is baseball. Because baseball is back tomorrow. As of now, while we're recording this, Corona, you better not fuck it up. Corona has less than like 24 hours to fuck it up. And the Yankees and the Nationals are playing the opener I know Astros fans are a little sad that it's like obviously you wish it was you opening up the season because you would have won the World Series. But also just spin zone. Anthony Fauci is throwing out the first pitch, and Anthony Fauci can't tell us we can't play sports if he threw out a first pitch at a baseball game, right?
Fact. That's the first thing I thought about when I
He's
heard that
touching
he
a
was throwing it out.
ball that's gonna touch other things. Yeah, it's like, dude, Fauci, you can't be out there not practicing what you preach, and you're basically saying all sports are good to go with fans. Okay, he's not saying that, but all sports are good to go according to Anthony Fauci by throwing out a first pitch, right? I think so. I would say so. Baseball, we're going to do we're going to get some predictions today. I don't know if did Pat just freeze again? Fucking, I think he did.
I guess he did.
That's not great. Not cool. Early, not cool. Pat freezing. I don't know if he can hear us. I'm going to just drop him out of this and then ask him to come back. This is being, I don't know why this is being weird. I don't know why this is being like this. Whatever. This is dumb. Pat's saying, what the fuck is going on? Resend the invite. I am resending an invite.
He'll be back soon.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize for this, guys. It's like we have the weirdest shit happen on Wednesdays. It's like raining. There's always bad Wi-Fi and stuff like that on Wednesdays. All right, so baseball's coming back. We had a 60-game season, the shortest season ever. The NL has DHs. The AL's got DHs again. And why don't we do a little bit of predictions? I feel like our predictions are going to be pretty similar just because when I did I wrote mine down without looking at anything else. Like I didn't look at anybody else's predictions. And I put together who I thought was going to win each division and make the wild card. And then I just put ALCS, NLCS, and then World Series. So, I don't know. I think it pretty much everything I've seen has Dodgers, Astros, Yankees, Nationals as like the four. So naturally that's the four I picked to go to the ALCS and NLCS. And
yeah, they're the favorites for a reason. They're good teams
and like heavy favorites. I think like it's weird because not that the MLB has had like a parity problem ever because they definitely have, but it's like there's so much separates the like good teams from just the like. There's really good teams. There's a couple mediocre teams, and then there's just a bunch of like where it's like you're not a bad team, but just like the Cardinals, not a bad team. But like, what do you do with the Cardinals this year? I don't know. The Brewers, not a bad team. What's that? What are they gonna do? I have no idea.
Braves.
The Braves. See, the Braves, they've had a lot of like issues as of late with like who's not playing. I think guys have opted out and all of that. And it's Pat's saying it's not letting him join. What the fuck, man? This is being a pain in the ass. But regardless, we'll just tell him to log out and log back in.
All right.
But like, it's weird. We're just like, there's 4 teams at the top. There's a couple like bubble teams, I would guess you would call them, that are like, maybe they'll be good, maybe they're not. Like the Twins are not an elite team. They're below an elite team, but they're a very good team, I would say. Then you have like the Cubs. Are the Cubs very good or are the Cubs good but not great? I don't know. I think the Cubs are going to have a good season. I think there's a couple of teams like I think the Rays, they got a bunch of young upcoming talent kind of. Like the Rays are basically just the rest of the league's farm system, I feel like, at this point, where it's like, okay, this guy's going to be good for about 3 years. Then they're going to have to trade him because they can't pay him. And he'll be a Red Sox or a Yankee or a Blue Jay or he'll just sign somewhere else basically when he leaves. And that just happens over and over again with the Rays. And I think that they're gonna have a solid season. I think the Red Sox are gonna have not a down year for the Red Sox. I think they're not gonna have a terrible year, but I think they'll be mediocre. They'll be middle of the pack, about 500-ish record. Which, if you look at it, like, it's so easy to go 500 this year. We're 30-30.
Yeah,
just 30-30. I think there's a lot of teams that are borderline, like 31-29, 32-28. Or vice versa. I could see a lot of teams finishing just above 500 or just below 500 this year.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting season to see how it all plays out. And also, like, an interesting issue that's currently happening right now. Who knows if it'll be solved by tomorrow, but where are the Blue Jays going to play?
Dude, I didn't know about this. I thought they were going to play in Pittsburgh today. It said on ESPN they were going to play Pittsburgh, and I was like, all right, well, that's set. And then we just found out right before we recorded, nope, Pittsburgh said, fuck you. We're not doing that. And
can't
They
play
got
here.
2 days. They didn't want to play in Buffalo, I don't think, because they didn't want to play in a minor league field. But at this point, that might be their only option, or their spring training facility in Florida.
Yeah, they didn't want to go to Florida because all the cases that are just, they're going up. And then also in Buffalo, yeah, it's the minor league field that's not like up to major league standards.
You may need to just like go to Florida at this point, because it's like if you just need approval from a city, Florida's going to say it's fine. Like Florida doesn't say no to anything right now. They're like, yeah, open the bowling alleys. That's cool. Do it.
It's going to be it's super interesting what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know about that. What about the Astros, man? I know you're the biggest Astros fan of all of us here on the show. What do you think about the Astros? Because I got them finishing, I got them going to the ALCS.
Yeah, I think they'll go to the ACS. I don't know about World Series. It's every team's got to deal with the coronavirus. Like right now, pitching is like their biggest question mark because like Jose Urquidy is just like not there, and they won't say why. He's on the IL for like personal reasons. But like if they can't tell you why, it's kind of not that hard to like, kind of point in the direction like maybe he got coronavirus. Same with Yordan Alvarez. He's not there, and they won't say why, but like he probably has coronavirus.
Yeah, and that is the weird thing with, is it HIPAA or HIP? It's not HIPAA, it's HIPAA, I think. And with like HIPAA, it's a lot of it is just like you can't disclose the person doing it unless they disclose it. Like Ezekiel Elliott saying I have coronavirus is okay, but because he said it, like you couldn't have said Ezekiel Elliott just comes down with coronavirus because that's breaking the law or whatever it is. I'm not a scientist or a lawyer, but that's what I've understood it as. But the big thing is going to be there's bound to be, although the NBA has done a good job of like they had 0 players test positive in their latest round of tests. If you can establish a bubble for like the NBA, you can, but like you can't really establish a bubble traveling. And so that'll be a risk. You just got to quarantine. Like they just have to be like plane only, and that's it. Like I don't know. Like there's got to be. I just feel like there's going to be 1 or 2 star players that eventually get it. And then what?
The Astros.
Like, what if Altuve and Springer go down for 3-4 weeks with coronavirus?
Yeah, I know. That's going to be a big blow. So like any team, any big star players.
The Yankees, Torres, Judge, you get Tanaka out. Like, what if you wipe out a whole pitching staff? They're all together. Say 5 starting pitchers get coronavirus.
The Astros played exhibition games in Kansas City on Monday and Tuesday, and one of the players that played on Monday on the Kansas City team tested positive for coronavirus today. And so he got like 3 at bats, and he's at least close to the Astros catcher.
Right. And it's a scrimmage. Oh, look who's back. It's a scrimmage too, so it's like you're switching out catchers, so you don't know if was it Maldonado behind the plate?
Yeah, Maldonado.
Was it him the whole time, or were they switching? Did they switch out guys? Because then that's multiple guys that you got to worry about being infected. Like that's the whole thing. When we've had it at work, you guys know that like Tessa had it, and it's just like it's not even like you're not mad at necessarily just that person, but you're just like it's just the what ifs. Like okay, now what do we got to do? Because the whole contact tracing, the whole. All right, well, you and you and you and you and you and you, like you were sort of around them, so now you got to go get tested. Then you hung out with so and so, like you room with this person. You got like it's crazy how like we're in such like an unprecedented time right now. But to be fair, I feel like just watching a couple of exhibition games, I think baseball seems like they've got it down pretty well. Like they've got plans in place for a lot of stuff, as opposed to the NFL, who obviously. Like, the NFL is fine by being like, we give the least amount of shits about our players of all the leagues, right? Like, you're going to get CTE playing in the NFL. We're fine with that. We're just basically accepting it. That's what the NFL says. So it's like, do you really think they give a fuck if you get coronavirus? Probably not.
You got to say 31 of the baseball teams haven't fit.
Damn it. And he's just cutting out. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with it, man. This is not great. Yeah. He may need to restart his internet or something. I apologize, guys, with whatever's going on with Pat. I don't know. But like, I really want to hear his baseball opinion on this. See, maybe you can download it. Like, everything's working on your end. I apologize that we're just talking about technical difficulties right now, guys.
One of the issues too is like, are players going to be wearing masks while they play? Because I know, like,
well, they are. Clint Frazier from the Yankees said he was, and then got made fun of. And then he just jacked bombs this weekend. It's like, I don't fucking care what he wants to wear. Let him fucking wear that. Like, I don't understand like why you want to knock anybody for wearing a mask.
Yeah, I don't understand either. And like some players are just like undecided. Like I know Yuli is playing defense without it, but then once someone reaches first base or he reaches first base, then he'll put it on. So like it's, are they going to have it on the whole game? Are they, just pick and choose when they're near someone to have it on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's like just masks with anybody in general. It's like everybody walking around has a different preference on like I carry mine around my neck, and then when I'm walking the dog, if I see somebody coming by on the street, I'll put it up, but I don't have it on the whole time I'm walking the dog. I see people with it on the whole time they're walking the dog, and it's like I think I'm following the rules as long as I have it on when I'm within 6 feet of someone. I think I'm okay. But yeah, like in sports and especially baseball, it's like, yeah, you could be 40 feet away from the next person, or you could be literally inches away from the next person, depending on where you are. And like, if you're a catcher, should you wear one under the mask? Like, should you wear a mask under a mask?
I don't know. I think I saw that like Martin Maldonado, he was at one point, but who knows? Like maybe they'll change throughout the season. Like, now I do want to wear one, or who knows?
Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. I don't know, man. I don't know. But like, I am very excited about yesterday on the Astros scrimmage. I know Brent Strom, the pitching coach, went out to talk to one of the. I think he was changing pitchers, but instead of like putting your glove over your mouth or putting your hand over your mouth, he still did that, and he had a mask on. And I think that'll be a lot of funny videos we'll get from that this season. So like, we're gonna get some funny content, I feel like, for sure, out of COVID baseball, at least this year. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this all pans out. I also think that, like, yeah, where do the Blue Jays play? Where's all this stuff going to go down? And how many Astros are going to get hit by pitches? That's really like – so 3 got hit in yesterday's game. 2 of them, Bregman and Altuve, got hit with the bases loaded. I don't think that's an intentional beam.
Yeah, I think Alex Bregman responded to like an ESPN tweet or Sports Center tweet. It was like it was a 1-2 changeup that he hit me on. It wasn't intentional. You don't need to like make this a storyline. It was an accident.
The worst thing for Astros fans is now that, like, I feel like it's going to be even more annoying that there aren't fans. Like, at first I was like, it'll be good that there aren't fans because the Astros won't get it as much. But now everybody and their mom on Twitter is just going to be like, you got hit by a ball. Did you see that? Astros shame tour Twitter and Yankees shame tour Twitter and fucking Dodgers shame tour Twitter. Just fucking stop. You're just being an asshole. Like, I get it. You're trolling, but you're just like, it's a dick thing to do. It's a dick thing to do. Let's just enjoy the fact that we have baseball this season. Let's root for our teams. And I know none of this is going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. But, like, just that'd be nice. It would be nice if it could like that, wouldn't it?
It would be.
I was gonna run through some predictions. Pat's not doing his predictions at all, but like, I guess he's not here right now, but hopefully he'll be joining soon. But I was just going to run through divisions. Now, they didn't do any playoff format changes this year, right? You
no,
still
not
the
this
2
year.
wild card. Okay. I got the AL East. I got the Yankees. The AL Central, I got the Twins. The West, I got the Astros. And then the wild card teams, I have the A's and the Rays. And the NL East, I got the Braves. I got the Cubs out of the Central, the Dodgers out of the West, and the Nationals and Mets as wild card teams. And I really just feel like everybody was talking about the Mets. Like, I have no real reason to pick the Mets other than I just saw it. It was like, well, watch out for those Mets. And I was like, fuck it, I'll throw them in as the last wild card, whatever.
Yeah, I don't really know much about the Mets, just that they're maybe going to be bought
by Alex Rodriguez, possibly, and J-Lo, which would be nuts. I don't know. I think that I feel like the Mets might be like a year or 2 away from being like a contender or anything, but it's a short season, so that's the cool thing. It's like the young guys that may not know any better just could go off, because if you're not having the nerves of having fans watching you, your first at bats or anything like that, or I think this could go well for some. I think there's going to be some surprise teams. I've seen the Reds out there by a lot of people, but I don't know.
You're a Yankees fan, but like, do you ever get excited about a Subway Series? Because you never lived like in the New York area, did you?
I hate the Mets. I just hate the Mets.
Yeah, but it's not something like you're ever like, oh, it's cool. Yankees, Mets.
like a
playing
Yankees
against each
Mets
other.
World Series. They did in the World Series before,
Uh-huh. Like,
and it was
wasn't this like 2000 or something like that?
Yeah, in the early 2000s. But it was just like I was always just like fuck the Mets. I hated Mike Piazza, I hated fucking Bobby Valentine, I hated all those guys growing up. So I have no like love for the Mets whatsoever. So like I don't know. I don't want to deal with them. It's like a Giants Cowboys game. I would just rather not have to play the Cowboys because fuck the Cowboys. It's like I just want to. It's like less stress because like there's so much more riding on those games, at least for me, and I would assume for a lot of the players too. But I think the Yankees will be pretty good. It'll be them and the Astros that are going to score 1 million runs this year. Basing everything off of exhibitions and just looking at who's on those rosters, like the exhibition games, they were fucking shelling pitchers left and right.
They
like,
were
1 through 9, both of those lineups can take anybody deep. And I know that's a very like cliche thing to say about baseball, but just like those are some fucking all-time lineups. Like you could put those lineups against a lot of all-time teams, and I think just like home run wise, they just hit bombs. They just fucking hit bombs, and I think they're gonna hit a lot of them this year. Because like you would assume the pitching's gonna be off a little bit. I would assume everybody's gonna be a little bit off, but like pitching being off is a lot different. Because if you leave a hanging slider over the middle of the plate, you're gonna get fucking taken yard. You know, like if you're having a bad day at the plate, you're gonna miss some stuff, and like you're gonna strike out. But a bad day pitching is a little bit different than a bad day hit.
What do you think a good ERA would be for this year? Because they only get like 11 or 12 starts.
Right.
So what would be a good ERA?
Yeah. So like because if you get shelled in like one outing, like just imagine being a reliever. You come in, you give up. Or you're even a starter. Yeah, you're a starter. You give up 6 runs the first inning. Like, I don't know what that – I'm not a scientist. I don't know math. But, like, that fucks your ERA, obviously. And then your ERA is just ballooned. Like, yeah, you could just be ruined. I think a good ERA, is it like a 4?
Yeah. Is the Cy Young winner this year like a 4 ERA?
That'd be a good bet. Like, is this the highest ERA a Cy Young winner will have ever had?
Mm-hmm.
Do they even award a Cy Young this year? Because I know, like, soccer just said they're not doing the Ballon d'Or, which is like the best European soccer player award. They're just not doing that. And the NBA was like, we're doing it only pre-COVID.
I don't know. It seems like an MLB thing to do to still award them.
I think they would. And baseball writers, they want to fucking.
Uh-huh.
Like, we have to hang out and eat sandwiches and do something on a Zoom meeting and be important.
It's just all these stats that are going to be so different because
yeah, it's
basketball
gonna be the
can
one
still
year on like a baseball card. You're gonna be like, what? You had a like, because like just say you like go off like I don't know. Name me a batter. Name me a baseball. Like just like Evan Longoria, the Giants. Say he just goes off. Like, could you have somebody that's batting like 450 by the end of the year? Just as like you just didn't see as many plate appearances because like you have guys that like get hot in months. What if you have a hot 2 months? It's the whole season.
Yeah, that's the whole season. That's it.
The whole season's hot for you, and it's like, oh, like we're not gonna have a guy that hit like 800, but like what if we had a guy that hit 800? That would just ruin stats.
Or what about players that get to a slow start and then pick up?
Yeah, you don't get to. But now it's like it's weird because if you get off to a slow start, do you get off to a slow start do you get off to a slow start just based on like the beginning of the season or based on the time of the year? Because what if you got off to a slow start, like in the beginning of it, but like, hey, dude, around like June, July, that's when I start taking off. Fuck, well, it's around June, July. Cool, let's do that.
Yeah. Like, is it mental? Like, what is it?
I'm always bad in Junes, but August is where I really excel. It's like, oh, this is the month for you, buddy. This is the month for you. Yeah, I don't know. What are your predictions? Do you have my ALCS, NLCS, Yankees, Astros, Dodgers, Nationals? If you look at a lot of predictions, I think it's like just basically like every other baseball expert has said those 4.
Yeah, it's boring predictions, but it's because those teams are just that good that it's hard to imagine.
I would pick 3 of the 4. I bet 3 of the 4 actually make it. I still think one of them is going to falter at some point. It's never going to go perfect. Like the Dodgers were that team last year. You had the Yankees. You had the Astros meeting up. I get it was the ALCS last year. Yeah, it was. And you had them because the fucking Altuve. God damn it! Now I brought that back up. But you had the Yankees and the Astros meeting. You had the Dodgers getting knocked out by the eventual champs. So I think like there's gonna be that one team you're like, oh, what? And I think there's also gonna be a team that just loses the division because they get behind. They have a slow start and like they're not gonna be able to recover, which is
they
also
can't catch up.
that's why like I don't know. I feel like the Cubs seem like a streaky team. The Cubs seem like a very streaky team, but I feel like the Cubs seem like a streaky team that could get off to like they could go 8-2 to start it all off and then just roll off of that. But like, what if you start 0-6? Like you got 60 games. You start 0-6, you're kind of in a hole. Well, you're in a pretty big hole right off the bat.
Yeah.
There's not 160 plus games. You don't have 100 more games to figure it out around the All-Star break. It's over with. Just go. This will be maybe the most fun baseball season. Could it be the most fun baseball season?
It's to be the most stressful because maybe
Both,
you do
probably.
you start 0-6, but then suddenly the other team, like goes in a bad streak. It's gonna be a lot of ups and downs this season.
Yeah. So you said you had the same 4, correct?
I had the same 4, yeah.
And then your World Series, would you have in that?
I want to have Astros, but I think it might be the Yankees' time against probably Dodgers.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers losing the Nats is going to give them a little bit of I don't want to say a revenge tour because like I don't think they kind of fucked it up on their own, but like still I think the Dodgers are going to try and bounce back, but like I don't know, I think it's Yankees Dodgers. I like I root for the Astros if the Yankees aren't in it, but like I think it's one of their years. I think it's one of their years. I think a lot of people are going Dodgers more so right now. Just because
I think I would lean Dodgers too.
But are you going Dodgers only because they've just been so close? Or are they the Buffalo Bills that maybe they're just not good enough to win it all?
I think they've been so close, but they also, have like Mookie Betts now on their team.
Who just signed a bajillion-dollar contract. I think it was 12 years, $300-something million.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's official yet, but like rumors are like 10,
Jesus.
12 years.
What do you do with $300 million? I told Emma that. I was like, this guy just signed that. Like, what do you do? You can't spend $300 million. I mean, you could, but like, especially like if it was like in our lifestyle where we don't live that kind of like lavish lifestyle.
Yeah.
Whoa. So $300 million will probably get me, like I can pay off rent for the year. I'm good on that. I'll buy a car, pay it off right off the bat, like all that. I don't know, but I think the Dodgers will be good. Yeah, the Mookie, David Price opted out though, right?
Yeah, he did.
So I don't know. I think the Dodgers will be right there. I feel like the Yankees get it, man. I think the Yankees are itching. The Yankees have had so much shit from the Astros. They've been right there. Like games didn't go their way. And I mean, the Astros outplayed them. I'm not saying the Astros weren't the better team. I'm not trying to do that. I know the Clanton interview, we got some shit for like my fake Yankee trolling. I was fake trolling. I was not really trolling Astros with trash cans and stuff. I was just trying to get under Clanton's skin. But I think the Yankees get it done, man. I think the Yankees get it done, and I feel like a Yankee's gonna win an MVP. I think a Yankee gets an AL MVP this year. I don't know if it'll be Judge. I don't know if it'll be Gary. I feel like Judge could have that this year, and like I don't know. I just think they look good, man, and the Astros do too. But they just look so good. They look so good, and I trust their pitching more now. I just got to see Cole be consistent. If Cole's consistent when he comes out, then the Yankees I think they're going to win.
Do you think
I'm not just saying that as a homer because I said the Astros last year.
Do you think it hurts the Yankees at all? Like they don't get as much of Cole as a normal year? Does that matter?
I don't know because like that part of it is like you balance it out like wear and tear. Wear and tear on an arm. Like maybe it's better because he's going to be fresher. Like could that be it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Who knows? Like, yeah, one of the big issues like regarding the Astros was like Lance McCullers is going to be able to pitch, to the end of the year because he just came off a Tommy John surgery, but now
he can pitch right now.
That's not a factor.
He can pitch.
Yeah, that doesn't
He's
matter.
good at throwing sliders. I know that.
Curveballs. How many was it? 24
billion. All of them. Fuck. Like that's why I gotta understand why Yankees fans go at Astros fans and talk. Like I get like trying to just be playful, and that's what I am. I feel like I'm trying to be playful. Like I don't hate the Astros. I fucking hate the Eagles and I hate the Cowboys in football. But like in baseball, like I hate the Red Sox. But like I can be playful. about
Mhm.
that shit. And it's like, I don't understand why Yankees fans are like, dude, you're gonna get dunked on. You're gonna get dunked on. Just chill out. Just wait till this year's over, and then I think the Yankees Astros thing will be a little bit better. It'll be more of a fun rivalry because we've both won at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, at least. But fuck, I wish Pat, like, I've invited him again, and I don't know what's up, but I wanted to hear Pat's input on that. I wanted to hear Pat's input on baseball. Maybe if we can get him to join back, we'll do that. Oh, here we go. Hopefully this works. So, all right, again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. Pat's audio is joining. He's connected. Can you hear us?
Yes. What the fuck?
I think we found a new not cool.
Oh yeah.
All right, we were just talking baseball, Pat. Briefly, just give us if you want to give us a minute or so about like what you think is going to happen this season, but then give us your ALCS, NLCS World Series.
Astros go boom on lots of teams. Lance McCullers throws many curveball, makes people look stupid. Dodgers dominate, Yankees dominate. Red Sox, I would say in this shortened season will finish 3 or 4 games behind the Yankees.
No,
they're pitching at least. The pitching isn't there. I think it's Astros Yankees in the ALCS. Astros take it, and Dodgers. Probably Dodgers Nats again.
All three of us have the same picks.
So
did every other fucking baseball writer.
And I think it's Astros Dodgers. Walker Buehler is going to have a hell of a year for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I agree. I like we and to just tell you what everybody listening is going to have already heard. We just basically were like, I think that the Astros and Yankees are going to hit a lot of home runs. They're going to be very good, and the parity in the league is just not there this year. There's going to be a bunch of elite teams, which are just pretty much Astros, Yankees, Dodgers / Nationals. But the Nationals are still like, there's the big three and the Nats, or the Yankees,
Losing
Astros,
Rendon is
and
huge
Dodgers. But then like it's like right below that is the Nationals, and then I feel like there's Twins after that. Then you have like
Twins are that's another team that's gonna hit a fuck ton of home runs.
Well, they don't have a tough schedule. They don't have a tough
and
schedule. They don't have to
the
play the
White Sox
Astros. They don't have to
too?
play the Yankees. They don't have to play the Dodgers. They get to play the Central on both sides. So they're gonna fight. Like the Indians are the only team they have to play. I don't know if I can say that word. It's Cleveland's baseball team is the only real like tough threat they gotta play. And then the NL Central, which is wide open. But like, there's a bunch of like, there's good, not great teams. And I told Robert, I was like, I think there's gonna be a lot of teams that finish about like 31, 29, 30 and 30, 29, 31, 32, 28. Like, there's gonna be a lot of right around 500 records this year.
So let me guess. I'm gonna guess. Robert said Dodgers, Astros, and Alex said Dodgers, Yankees.
Incorrect.
I really want it to be Astros Dodgers, but I'm not sure. I feel like it could be Yankees Dodgers.
The Astros are going to be on such a fuck you tour this year. Like
you don't think like the other two teams aren't like the other two teams that have been like, oh well, they keep coming up short. All they do is come up short. Like the Dodgers are either going to be the Buffalo Bills or they're going to come through, and I think the Yankees just get it done. And
the Dodgers aren't the Buffalo Bills because they didn't go 4 in a row.
Okay, I'm saying they're a Buffalo Bills-y team where they're getting close. They're talked about. They're supposed to be there.
That's all they're going to get because they're a team full of bitches who, when another player tells them to shut the fuck up, they tuck their tail between their legs and they shut the fuck up.
100% though. 2 years ago, I said the Yankees are 2 years away from it. Last year, I said Astros win. I said Astros over Dodgers. This year, it's the Yankees. I said the Yankees were a year away. I think they got Cole.
Nope.
I think Cole is good for them. I think Tanaka is a solid 2.
Cole's going to get shelled because he's a little bitch.
He's looked pretty good so far. But so that was you got.
Do the Yankees
Astros
and the
or
Astros
Dodgers
play?
What? No, they don't. Not in the regular season.
Yeah.
Every team only plays
their division. That's right. Yeah.
Your division and then the
side.
opposite division of the other league. So that is.
Pat, what do you think a good ERA will be this season?
Good question again.
Oh, like the best?
Yeah.
Like the
Or-
tops? 1-2, 1-3.
You think? No.
Hold on, wait. I'm thinking of this backwards because one bad outing can really fuck it up.
Yes, because I was saying like you come out, you give up 6 runs in 1 or 2 innings in one performance, but use like 8 starts.
Yeah, I was thinking that backwards. I'm gonna say I won't be surprised if somebody comes out of this with a 1-8, just because it's a short stretch, and if the pitcher gets hot and dominates for pitchers can dominate for 2 months. I'm gonna say a 205 wins you the Cy Young.
See, Alex and I were both thinking high, like 350 or 4 would be like.
Yeah,
a
I was
good-
No,
like,
because
if I told you 4 was like the Cy Young pitcher was going to, I guess the Cy Young would have an under 4.
if Garrett Cole pitches like he did last year, even just to start out, I mean, like, there's going to be some dominant pitching this year because there's not going to be enough time for guys to really catch up to him. The problem is all of this skews if teams go into a 4-day rotation, a 4-man rotation.
Which I think there's going to be several teams that do once they realize, like, okay, our 5 is shit, and we don't want to give that far behind.
So it's a crapshoot.
They like I don't. There's also it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so fun. I feel like people are worried about like how it's gonna be. It's just gonna be a fun year to look back. Not like the year in general, but like, hey, remember that 2020 baseball season with 60 games? That was cool. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like that'll be fun to talk about in like 10 years. When you had but what if you had one Cy Young winner that had like a 4.7 ERA? It was like he was the best. I mean, there was only 60 games, so it's different.
Dude, I'll tell you, some games that are going to be sneaky fun to watch are going to be Twins games and White Sox games. Because like you said, there's not a lot of central teams that are extremely good, especially on the pitching side.
I watched Keuchel the other night, dude.
Those teams can bomb. I forgot. Who is he on now?
The Sox, White Sox.
Yeah. Dude, there's going to be a lot of home runs in the Central Division. And it's going to be fun baseball to watch. Like, this is really going to be like, it almost feels like it's going to be a year that if the commissioner had just said, fuck it, everyone's allowed to do steroids.
Yeah,
it's just going to be a
that's
sprint of just nasty breaking shit and 450-foot bombs all year.
Steroids and aluminum bats. Do that. Let's go with that.
Yes.
That's what I want. Okay? Then they were like, well, aluminum bats, you could kill somebody. You just put the pitching net in front of them, and if it hits that, you got to throw the pitch again. That's it. It's just like a wash. You got to redo it. It's not a ball. It's not a strike. It's a repitch.
So then there's also no gold glove for the pitcher?
No, you can still reach as long as you can reach around the thing.
That's just a bad idea.
I'm just saying. I think we should make it just like a wiffle ball league, you know? Like make it throw weird
I leave the
rules in there.
podcast for 10 minutes, and Alex just goes fucking haywire.
I thought we did a great job breaking down baseball. Robert was with me. Robert is the best baseball guy I think we got.
I'm sure Robert did a great job.
I wasn't bad. I think I was
You're
bad.
coming up with some weird fucking ideas,
Hey,
man. even
maybe
for
stay
you.
connected next time and you don't have to worry about it, buddy.
Well,
Maybe thought about
you know
that.
what?
Upgrade that
I
internet.
blame my sister. How dare she be using the internet while I'm home?
Okay, well, that was baseball.
She should be cooking.
That was baseball. I said that as a joke today on the morning show. Rod was like, who does more chores around the house between you and Emma? And I was like, who is Emma? I was like, oh, it's definitely Emma. It's definitely Emma. And I was like, well, but that's okay because she's a girl. And I got like a really angry email. I was kidding. It was just a joke. I don't really mean it. She does
Dude,
do more,
I can
but it's not just because she's a girl.
I can only imagine the emails I would get if I switched jobs with you.
You would get a, hey, please bring your card and your key card and just come to the boss's office real fast. We'd like to talk to you.
Coach needs you to bring your playbook.
Yeah, bring your playbook. Speaking of bring your playbook, our next comeback kid is football. And I mean, it's like a weird comeback kid because in the fact that it's not coming back longer now, they've canceled preseason basically. They were like, we're not doing preseason, which solid for fantasy football owners. So
yes,
solid.
I was about to say I love it. No last minute injuries.
Yeah, you don't have your guy tear. Like, there's nothing worse than watching your team. Like, I just watch preseason games with anxiety, and it's like people are like, why are you watching this? It's like it's the second quarter of a meaningless game. Like, dude, because if fucking Eli gets hurt, like, do you know what happens the rest of like the next 6 months of my life? Just this is the next 6 months of my life. This team has my hopes and dreams on it right now. So if anybody gets hurt, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, I get made fun of because I always say, well, we have to do our fantasy drafts after the fourth week of preseason. And everyone's always like, no, let's just do it like before week 4. Nobody plays week 4. And I have to explain every year, no, somebody always gets injured in week 4. It may not be a huge player, but it's somebody that will impact a team. And then I have to argue tooth and nail every fucking year. And every year I finally convince them to do it the week after. And sure enough, every year some name guy goes down in week 4. Every fucking time. And they fucking fight me on it every year. Not to mention my friends like to go on vacations that week between week 4 and week 1. I'm like, dude, you know we have a draft coming. What are you doing?
Isn't it like it is Labor Day. Like
yeah.
Labor Day weekend a lot of times.
Like, oh, so I'm going to be out of town until Thursday? Like, so you're taking the whole week off. Fuck you. You better schedule 2 hours to do a draft on your vacation.
But what's his name he was going to be the Chiefs running back before the dude that kicked the girl?
Kareem Hunt?
Spencer Ware was the guy before. It was Spencer Ware and Kareem Hunt, but it was going to be Spencer Ware being the starter. And I remember my dad and I have a fantasy league we've been in since we lived in Atlanta. And so it's like over a decade we've been in this league, and we just do the draft. Like that's a big like tradition we do. Like I'll go over to my parents' house and we'll do the draft online and everything with all the guys that used to live in our neighborhood in Atlanta. And it's like, I remember drafting Spencer Ware, and not 10 minutes later, like there was a Chiefs preseason game on we were watching. It was whatever the random CBS preseason game was. And Spencer Ware tore his ACL less than 10 minutes after we drafted him to be our like second running back. And it was just, oh no.
I remember OJ drafted Andrew Luck, and then 10 minutes later, Andrew Luck retired.
Also, just let's move on from this because nobody gives a fuck about our fantasy football teams. Nobody gives a fuck about our fantasy teams. Anyways, football's back because they're getting rid of the preseason. I think it's probably a good thing, but we're going to have some really bad football the first month of this season.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Usually
for this year. Next year, go back to 2 games.
Usually
you have a little preseason.
Yeah, I feel like most likely you always get about 2 weeks of the season. They're just kind of trash. Usually it's sometimes it's 3 weeks or whatever it is. But I think.
But you're so excited to have football back, you don't care.
Because football's not going away. Football's not going away. Fauci, you threw out the first pitch. You can't take away my football.
But I'm just saying, even when the first couple weeks are sloppy, you don't care because you're like, it's football.
If
4
my
weeks ago,
team
I had
wins,
no football.
I don't care. If my team wins, I don't care. Also, I guess because it's football and this is under the umbrella of football, also like power rankings season is back too.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, well, here are the teams, and like I keep getting tagged on the Giants being at the bottom of the power rankings. And I'm like, hey man, I don't know if you remember, power rankings don't play football games.
I feel very disrespected for where I keep seeing the Packers being.
People forget the Giants are tied for first place in the league right now, as are the Packers, as are the Texans. Like everybody's undefeated right now. That's the saddest part about football season. Like that you get the hope every year. And it's the best part, but it's the saddest part as well, where you're like, all right, remember when we were 0-0? That was the best it ever got that time.
Can you imagine being a Browns fan? Ugh.
I just hope that doesn't turn into being a Giants fan, but it won't because Joe Judge is going to be the best coach ever. Daniel Jones is going to be the greatest, and Saquon Barkley is going to be a beast forever. And then just one side note, just for Pat specifically. David Wilson, do you remember that guy?
I remember the name.
Virginia Tech running back. Giants drafted him. He was number 22. He fucking did the backflips, was a fucking like high jumper, was insane, was a track star, and then he like fucked up his back and couldn't play again. And I was like, somebody posted David Wilson highlights because he had like 387 all-purpose yards in one game. And I was just like, man, that was my biggest what if as a Giants fan in my entire life, where I was like, dude, I remember when David Johnson was just he was like Reggie Bush, and where he could like reverse field on people and still like make moves. And I was like, dude, they are going to be so fucking good. And this was like when Eli had like 5 years left, and then he got hurt, and that was it.
I
And
never
just
had a
remember, like,
huge.
that's my biggest what if.
I never had a huge what if because we saw both of these players and saw how good they were. But Nick Collins at safety for the Packers before he had his neck injury that ended his career, he was one of the like 2 or 3 best safeties in the league. He was a monster. And then Jermichael Finley, man. Remember when that's when Aaron was lighting it up when he actually
Jermichael Finley and like Martellus Bennett are huge tight end what ifs. Martellus Bennett should have been like
not so much
one
Martellus because Martellus had a long career. Jermichael Finley's been cut short with a neck injury.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't injury, but Marty B just never. Yeah, okay, he didn't live up to what he should have been. Marty B should have been sick.
Jermichael was nasty, and then he got an injury, and his career was just done. Like those are the 2 big what ifs I have, but like
it's
not
like
so
Yao
much
Ming,
as a what if because we still
Yao
got to
Ming
see
and
them
David
play.
Wilson to me.
Well, see, Yao is more in the Nick Collins, Jermichael Finley category because we saw what Yao was, but then in the middle of his career,
we didn't see what he was because he was never 100% of the time healthy. He was always
he was
out
still
for
dominating people.
Right, but he was dominant when he was playing. But then, like, he was every season. It was like, when's Yao gonna get?
You know what?
When's Yao?
Just another reason to say what I say every single week on this podcast. Fuck China.
Okay.
Because if they weren't playing him year fucking round, the Rockets with Yao and Tracy McGrady are bringing home at least 1 title.
I don't know about that, dude. Those Lakers teams are pretty good. Their best shot they had was at the Ariza Lakers with Kobe and Powell. Like, they lost the Lakers in that first round, but like that was
if Yao was healthy, Powell could not.
The Lakers were just too good.
Him.
That was when Yao went down with the foot injury in the playoffs.
And that was still when you could play a big man's game. If Yao is healthy, he's going to dominate Powell.
We could do
could not guard him.
We could do a whole episode on what ifs in sports. Maybe we'll do that later. But so football's back, and as we are recording this on July 22nd, we're 50 days away from the start of the regular season, fellas.
That's 5-0, people.
5.
We're in the countdown.
Half of 100. Holy shit! I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Fucking just get here, football. Just get here, football. Just give me football, and I'll shut up about COVID. Okay? I'll shut up about COVID if you just give me football. I promise. Our next comeback kid is, and I guess comeback kid usually means back in the news because they've been out of it for a while. This guy is a record 3rd consecutive week as our comeback kid, and it's just because he keeps doing things that we're like, wow, we have to talk about this. Kanye West. Fuck.
It's just sad now. Like, and I've always hated Kanye because I always thought he was an egotistical prick, but this was a full-on, like, manic episode.
Shout out to our boy Craig Lavati, buddy of the show, podcast guest a couple times now. He was like right in the beginning of Kanye's whole thing that he did with the bulletproof vest, like at his campaign event. He was like, Kanye West is a man that is bipolar, and right now he's in the middle of a bipolar. He's cycling.
Yeah.
This is what you see. You're not going to hear from him for several months after this. Then he'll come back and he'll do the same thing. That's it. I feel like that's 100% what's happening. Like 100%, that's what we're watching right now. It's a guy, he's not mentally well, and he is just going out, saying these things and doing these things, and it's because it's on the internet, and when you're tweeting things, like the internet can turn things into jokes. It may necessarily not meant to be jokes. That doesn't mean that they can't be joked about, but it's just like, it's harder to show that, like, oh, this guy's not being sane right now when he's talking, when you're just seeing him tweet things, you know? It's easier to do it's easier to be hateful it's easier to be nice and hateful and all of your things. It's easier to do on the internet than it is in real life. And he's doing that, but it's easy to like talk about it and mock it there. Like you probably wouldn't say, Kanye, you're crazy to his face. But like on the internet,
yeah, like I can't tell you how many times this shit has happened with Kanye and I've just shit on him. But now it's just like, man, it's sad because you can see that his brain isn't chemically right. Like there's shit going on. And the most likely thing I would think, and I've heard a lot of people online say this, is that bipolar people, like if they're in a creative art, they feel like they're less creative when they're on their medicine. Well, what has he been working on recently? His album that's about to come out. If he's off his medication because he's been working on that and he's been off it for God knows how long, it's only a matter of time before something like this happens. And that's where we are right now. I think someone needs to, who can actually get through to Kanye, needs to be like, listen,
Dave Chappelle.
Like this needs to be it for your
Dave
music.
Chappelle
dude.
just went and visited him and talked
Yeah.
to him. And Dave Chappelle
No, but I
was
mean,
a
like-
very close friend of Kanye. If you watch Dave Chappelle's show from like the early 2000s, he had Kanye on before
Yeah.
Kanye was Kanye. And so Kanye like was posting and he was happy Dave Chappelle went to see him and all that stuff. And like, I don't know, it is one of those where it's like, you need help. And Kim Kardashian talked today before we started recording the podcast. She was like, please just give us some empathy right now. We're working through some things, which doesn't seem like she's going to divorce him. Cause I was like, I think they're getting divorced. Cause he said Kim's going to divorce me because of this. That Kim was trying to fly to Wyoming with a doctor to lock me up, like in the movie Get Out, because I cried about saving my daughter's life yesterday, talking about where he was talking about not wanting her to get an abortion and telling her not to get an abortion. It's some really heavy shit that we really probably are not, we're 100% not qualified to talk about really, but
Yeah.
it's happening in the news. We're fucking talking about it because it's the comeback kid. I'm not passing judgment on anything because mental health is a serious thing we need to be paying. We're learning about it. Mental health, like when we look back in the grand scheme of history, I feel like at the end of, like when the world's all over, if we were to look back at like a scrapbook or a timeline, we'd be like, we knew nothing about mental health. We knew absolutely nothing. Like we were like 10 years removed from like just calling people with PTSD. He's just shell shocked. Just put him in a room. He'll be fine. He's shell shocked.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Well, that's what I'm
we need
saying.
to talk to these people and
needs
learn and help them be able to overcome these demons that they're dealing with.
Someone needs to convince Kanye, be like, listen, if you can't do it on your meds, your music career just has to be done, dude. Like, you've got a family, you've got, 3 or 4 kids. You can't do this to them every 18 months. Like, you can't, like, if you can't be as creative as you need to be while doing your music, you need to find a different creative outlet, like painting or something that you can do and be on your meds. Because eventually this is going to fuck up your kids.
I agree.
Which, like,
I
50-50 chance
agree.
they're going to be fucked up anyway, because being raised in Hollywood is almost a guarantee that you're going to be fucked up, let alone being raised by the most famous family on the planet.
I don't want to get like emo-y or whatever, but y'all, neither one of you guys I know listens to Juice WRLD, but he had a new song come out. And I think he's like Lil Uzi Vert and him are kind of like emo rappers where it's like they don't just talk about like fucking bitches and hoes and shit like that. They do talk about
Lil
drugs.
Uzi Vert sucks.
He's got
It's
some
mumble
good stuff.
rap.
He's got some good stuff. But they I don't know. He talked about one of the lines in this song that he just put out. It's called "Wishing Well," but it said, "You try and I just fucking looked it up. You used my ring, ring, ring. It's the phone call from depression. You use my past, my memories as a weapon." On the other line, I talked to addiction, and I think that's like a lot of what Kanye is going wrong with right now. He's balancing like past memories, how he's feeling about those memories, and trying to like. I don't know personally, but I feel like in a lot of like you're trying to balance those two things out, and if you're not knowing what's right and what's wrong, you don't know where to go. So that is when you hear those ramblings. That is when you hear people go off on rants and tangents like Kanye has done. And I think that he's trying to work something out. I think that he's got something going on that maybe instead of just trying to judge him, maybe we should be for once. I mean, I'm a guy that is quick to judge people. I'm a guy that does like to make fun of things that are low-hanging
100% here too.
But like maybe this is the time where we're like, okay, let's all like let's let them have some time. Let's not be dicks right now. It's just
this is why everyone needs at least
Kanye's
one
thing.
close friend that can check them and be like, dude, you need to shut the fuck up. You're acting like an asshole. Because if all you have is, which
Everybody
I
needs
assume
that,
Kanye
yeah.
has, is yes men for the last 15 years, dude that's just hang around him and say everything he does is the greatest thing in the world and don't ever check him. You let an ego the size of his go wild, and then you add, manic episodes from bipolar disorder into it, you can't tell this guy fucking anything.
Yeah.
So
And
that's why
then
you
just-
got to have a friend that will look you in the eyes and say, shut the fuck up from time to time.
And just to wrap this up, with trying to be more lighthearted. The best tweet I've seen about this was when he was not running for president anymore. Someone said Electoral College Dropout has to be his next album.
Yes, that was the funniest tweet I've seen on Twitter in the last
So just
month.
yeah, let's go with that. Then our next comeback kid we have flamingos. Guys, did you see this video of the flamingo? All right, over the weekend, this was just everywhere. It was I don't know where it was. It was at it looked like some resort, and it's a flamingo just flying. Which one? I didn't think flamingos flew. Didn't think
You're
they
an
flew.
idiot.
I thought they were like chickens, where they were just like, oh, they have wings, but they don't fly. I mean, I've just never seen a flamingo fly. Or maybe I have, but I didn't think they could like fly high like that. I didn't think they could fly like actual birds. I thought they could like just barely above the ground, basically. Is
Well,
what
we've
I was
established
assuming.
many times that you have a very dumb brain, so that makes
Obviously,
sense.
I'm not denying that. But there was a video that somebody had. I don't know how. Like, it couldn't have been staged because it was a flamingo, and it was a real flamingo. But I was like, how is this guy recording at just that right moment? But they're at a resort pool, it looks like, and there's a bridge that walks from one end of the pool to the other, and like into the hotel. And this flamingo you just see a flamingo flying in, and it flies right head on into a bridge, and then just like eats shit into the water and is just floating like it's dead. And there's a guy.
I mean, yeah, I thought it had snapped his neck.
I thought it was dead. I 100% thought it was dead. And there's a guy that's like, oh no. And he's in the pool, and he kind of like goes over to the flamingo, and the flamingo like sort of tilts its head up. Then it pops its head all the way up, and it's got like a 3-foot like neck. So that was funny watching in the video. And then it just like goes full duck mode and starts swimming. And then like hops out of the pool, and it was like trying to it's the classic like.
Well, it took it like a good minute to get out of the pool.
Yeah. Oh, he's got some CTE.
He was definitely concussed.
But like that was the classic like when you wipe out or do something stupid in front of a bunch of people and you just like immediately stand up. Like Dane Cook had an old bit about like watching a guy get hit by a car in New York, and then the guy just got up and tried to walk it off. And he was like, "You just got hit by a fucking car." And I remember in college, I saw like there used to be when I would go to my dorm, there would be a stop sign, and I watched a guy that was walking across, and he just got like he didn't get run over, but he got like tapped by a car, and I was like, "That guy just got fucking like hit by a car." And I did the exact same Dane Cook thing in my head, and then the guy just walked off. He's like, no, it's fine. I was like, "Oh my God, are you all right? Are you right?" And he's like, no, it's fine. And he just kept walking, and it's like you could tell that guy's like, "I just want to get this fucking over with. I just want to go to my house, and just fucking chill. I don't want to be fucking in front of anybody. I want to talk about it. That was an embarrassing moment. I just want it over." You could tell the flamingo was 100% the same fucking dude. He was a flamingbro. Bro.
This video it perfectly proved how there's too many people on the internet nowadays that don't know how to have fun. Because one of the main comments on this video was that bird is Antonio Brown after Vontaze Burfict hit him. And there's so many people in the comments underneath like, "That's not funny. That's never something you should joke about. That's not a joking manner." Blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, not only is it the internet, it's fucking Twitter. This is the most toxic place on the internet.
I did see.
Like, you got to learn how to take a fucking joke or you're not going to make it through life. Especially when the joke's not even directed at you.
Well, woke warriors were really on the animal rights thing, and it was funny. They're like, "Interesting that you're posting a video of animal abuse." And it's like, I don't think you know what animal abuse is. Animal abuse is like when you physically harm it, not when a flamingo flies into a bridge.
Yeah, like if the bird was flying by and that dude just threw a
how many
left
times
hook.
have you seen that? Never. I've never seen anything like that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, if the guy
I was rooting for the guy to be okay
and knocked the bird out of the air, that's animal abuse. That dude was actively trying to help the flamingo out of the pool.
Yeah, he was like kind of helping him get out of the pool when he wanted to get out of the pool because dude was fucked up, couldn't figure out how to get out of the pool. I wish they would have like just like given us an update. Like, what did he do after that?
Yeah, like you should have followed him with a camera for like a minute.
I wish we could have the flamingo on the podcast as a guest because I'd love to follow up with him. What if we just did?
Yeah, my head hurts pretty bad still.
So you're pretty banged up, huh?
I tried to stand on one foot the other day. I just fell over.
We should do that and just have like Pat just do the voiceover of the flamingo afterwards. Yeah, I was just flying and then fuck. I was checking my text messages. But flamingos,
this fucking
because of that,
just came out of nowhere.
Just because of that one video, I was like, flamingos have to be a comeback kid this week.
Of course.
The number 27, another comeback kid, not because of Brandon Jacobs. The crawfish streak, 27 weeks. Keeping it going, and I'm not slowing down anytime soon, guys. I'm not slowing down at all. We're just going to keep on trucking with the cow rip, get a crawfish. And, we're at 27 weeks now. Our other comeback kid, Big Brother. Big Brother, guys. All right, we've got not 100% confirmed, but like 90% confirmed. We have house guests in sequester right now. Now, in sequester, usually they put them in like a hotel room by themselves for 7 days before they do that. Because of COVID-19, they have to do 14 days to make sure they're all okay. They're going to be tested. It's an all-stars season, but like Big Brother leaked it accidentally because they like started putting out merchandise on the CBS store. It said Big Brother All-Stars. We've got the logo now. I'm seeing rumored cast members that are going to be on the show. It's gonna be interesting. Just some names
Now,
that
was
we
there
may
another famous Catherine besides Kat from last year?
Kat is the one that you are looking at. Yes, that is.
Yeah. Okay. No. Well, that's what I was wondering. 'Cause I
Ex-Dallas
saw on
Cowboys
that
cheerleader,
merch.
Kat. Yes.
On that merch, it said Catherine, but I was like, she always goes by Kat, so I don't know. And I haven't followed Big Brother for long, so I don't know if there's been another Catherine.
Yeah, well, just some people that you may realize if you guys, and I promise I'm going to be quick about the Big Brother stuff. Casey from 2 years ago, the winner 2 years ago. Who else? Bailey, Swaggy C's fiance.
She sucked.
I
She
don't remember.
sucked.
Robert, I don't know if you remember Davon from a couple years ago. Davon, if you don't, you've all probably seen Davon. Davon is a GIF on the internet of her walking out of the house, just smiling, being all wavy and shit. And like Davon, great for TV. Great for TV. I fucking hate her in Big Brother. She's just a shit stirrer. She's just a shit stirrer. She doesn't play the game. She just spreads gossip and just like she's
Racist.
great for the game. Like on TV, she's great for the game. I get why they want to keep casting her, but like, this is like the third time in like 5-6 seasons she's been on, if this is the case. And like,
You know who'd be great? Brett.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing that because he's working out with Jack Matthews from last
But
season.
Brett was so much fun in his season, dude.
I loved Brett. Brett was awesome.
Just throwing absolute curveball lies. Like, guys, I'm gonna fuck everything up. Watch this.
some other dudes that they've said allegedly are quarantined or are sequestered right now. Tyler, second place on BB20. I'd be cool with that. Tyler and Casey, I like both of those. Josh, BB19 winner. He beat Paul. Then Cody Calafiore. I also seen Paulie Calafiore. If you watch the challenge, that's him. There's the winner of Big Brother 12. And then Paul Abrahamian, who is my favorite Big Brother player of all time. He is rumored to be in there. I do not believe he will be on the cast.
I would love to see it just because I never got to see him, and I want to see this guy in the game.
I think he's played his game 2 times that should have won it. I don't think he can. I just don't think he's going to do anything the third time. I think,
and no one would trust him.
You get 2 times max in Big Brother, I feel like, and then after that, it's like, all right. That's why if Davon comes back, it's like, Davon, you sucked both times. I don't think Davon made she was the first person to make jury 1 time, like the second season. And then the other season, she was like the third person out. It's like, you're not good at the game. You should not be an all-star. All-stars are good, usually. So, like...
Yeah, that's why it'd be cool to see Paul, because what I always hear is he's one of the best players ever.
He should have won twice.
But with his reputation, nobody could trust him.
Pat, do you have CBS All Access?
No. I'm not going to go back and watch seasons. I can tell you that right now.
You should, though. You should.
No, I've got too much other shit I need to watch.
He called somebody a cunt one time. You would love him.
Yeah, but I can find that clip online and just laugh at it. I know, because I've done it.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're good. You're good. I've also met him. Outstanding guy, as far as I know. And he did say he'd love to do a podcast if he's back in town next time. But maybe I can just see if he can do it via Twitter. Everybody, hold on. Let me find his Twitter. This is, hey, Gravy Gang, I got you a chore for this week, okay?
Isn't it like Broken Skull or something?
Dead Skull, I think. Yeah, at Dead Skull Tweets. At Dead Skull Tweets and be like, yo, you should go on at Pass the Gravy Pod. You should definitely go on Pass the Gravy, like Gravy Gang, assemble, hit up Paul. His DMs aren't open, so I can't, I've tried. I've looked into many options, and I just can't do it. But if you guys want to try that, that'd be tight. And if you can book Paul for a guest, we're looking for some guests for the next coming weeks. We got a good guest. We got a good guest next Monday. We do have a guest booked. Pat and I are going to record that if Pat's internet works tomorrow. We're going to record that, and it's going to be out on Monday. That'll be a really good one. But we'll keep it as a surprise guest. If you're a Pass the Gravy OG, you'll know who our guest is. If not, you'll get to walk down memory lane with this guest, and it's a great guest. All right. That was it. Big Brother, our final comeback kid of the week. And, man, I'm super stoked for it. Before, I guess, yeah, let's get to what would Jesus do, all right? Let's just move through that. I feel like the disconnect kind of fucked up everything time-wise. But what would Jesus do? If you want to throw Jesus in a situation like the WWJD bracelets, they always said, like, what would he do? But we never, there was no answer on the bottom of those bracelets. Like, you didn't know what Jesus would do. So we were like, what if we told you what Jesus would do in these situations. And we encourage you to now hit us up on Twitter at Pass the Great Pod. Use the hashtag PTGWWJD. Send us a situation that Jesus might find himself in if he were in today's society. Just throw him in today in 2020. He's here, and just how would he handle that? And we'll answer it. So throw us a situation like that. Hit us up at Pass the Great Pod. Use the hashtag PTGWWJD. And here we go. This is the What Would Jesus Do segment. This is our intro from our good buddy Jingle Blake Wonder.
Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a modern time. If you wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
This week's What Would Jesus Do comes to us by our good friend Fernando Ramon at OnlyBigFern on Twitter. WWJD from him says, what tattoo would Jesus get?
You should have wrote, what tattoo would Jesus do?
Uh,
First of all, right there.
What would Jesus do if he went to a tattoo shop? I think he may have done it that way, and I tried to rephrase it.
Well, at first I thought, it's
a cross.
He's going to get a cross. But then I thought, would he go Steve-O version, but get the whole Jesus on the cross, like full-length back tattoo?
I don't know about that.
I think that'd be dope.
If I
Do
got
you
nailed
think
to
he
a
would get
cross,
the
I probably
cross?
wouldn't try to advertise that on my body.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you think he would want to get the cross? Is that more like PTSD for him or something?
Like the cross, I think, like if it was just the cross and not like it's a crucifix, right? It's called a crucifix when it's got Jesus on it, right?
I think
so.
the crucifix is
It was
just the
raised
small
Catholic?
one. I don't know. I didn't pay a
Well-
lot of attention.
Yeah, I can tell. But I don't think you want the one with you on it.
Well, hold on. First of all, Bobby said, would he even want to get the cross? I think he would. It'd be
crucifix
one of those,
is-
like, instead of getting a tattoo that says, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger, or like nothing can stop me, he would just get the cross, and that shows it. Like, yeah, you did it to me. What? I'm still here.
Crucifix is a interpretation of the cross with Jesus on it.
Or would he get a Star of David because he's Jewish?
Well, no. What would he get? You know what he would get? He would get a coexist tattoo, like those bumper stickers, where it's got like all the religions on it, and he's like, I just want us all to live in harmony. I think that's probably what he'd get.
I don't know. Like, I feel like something along that message. I don't think he'd get that specific one, though. Just, I don't know. That one's kind of played out.
He'd probably get JC316, right?
You know what he would get? A
Like
tattoo
he is
that just
literally
says-
the only son that got sent.
He would get a WWJD wristband tattooed on his
Ooh,
wrist.
there we go. That's exactly what he would do. That's 100% what he would do. What
Either
color
that
would he
or
go
just
with? Would he go?
WWJD right there across the chest. So like when he's got his shirt off and he's swimming, he
No,
looks badass.
no, I think it's a wrist tattoo. I think it's a wrist tattoo. It looks like a bracelet.
Yeah.
It says WWJD on it. But like, what color do we go with?
I don't.
I remember
would
growing
he
up,
put
the
a color,
rainbow
or would
one
he
was
just-
the cool one. The rainbow one was like the rare one.
No. I always thought the yellow one was the cool, like, or looked the best. Like, yeah, it was
Red
a lot
and
like the
rainbow.
Livestrong
When I
one,
was
but,
growing up, like that was what all the kids in school wanted. I had a red one.
I mean, a couple people wore them. I wouldn't say that's what everyone wanted, but
When I lived in Atlanta, like everybody wore WWJD bracelets.
Hot Atlanta.
Hot Lana. Catlanta, if you watch Catfish, you guys get that. If not, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Nope.
But yeah, I think
Yeah. What would you
was
do
gonna go
bracelet?
cross
That's what he would get tattooed.
the WWJD bracelet, and then like probably like under WWJD, he would just have like a little PTG logo because he'd be like, "Yo, shout out you guys.
Of course.
Thanks for always representing."
And then like on his back shoulder blade, he'd have a gravy gang.
And if he didn't know what to do, he would be like, "Well, why don't you hit up my favorite podcast?" Which is a big move that we just said. We're Jesus' favorite podcast. So shout out to
Fact.
us. Great on us. Good look for us. Just
Now there's gonna be
If
people
any
out
of
there
you
that
wanna
say
share
you wanna
that-
get one.
if any of you guys want to
Because-
share that, his body is a temple.
Yeah, well, somewhere in the Bible, I think it says something along the lines of you shouldn't desecrate your body, something about
I think
ink.
it
I
is
don't
your
know.
body is a temple.
But this is modern times, Jesus, and in modern times, we've come along and realized tattoos aren't bad, unless they're bad tattoos.
Just don't get face tattoos. It's basically what we've learned in today's society. Unless
If you're gonna get face tattoos,
unless you're a career musician, and then you're
Yeah.
fine. You're fine
Yeah.
with it.
yeah, like if you're Post Malone, you can do it. If you're Dave working down at Kinko's, you can't.
Yeah.
Like you have to be a very successful musician before you do them.
Right. Right.
Because then
But
you
there
just
are
look like
guys-
an idiot when you're 60.
There are guys I've heard of that have like talked about like I got the face tattoos because I knew that just committed me to my dream. And it was like, now I have to do this. I got to make it in that. And I was like, that's risky as shit, bro.
But like, dog, you're
Risky
not
as shit.
good.
Well, I mean, I can't remember who it was. I think it was like, it wasn't Lil Wayne, but it was somebody who was like already made it. So I was like, yeah, it worked out for you. But yeah, I think I was initially at cross, not crucifix, but I think Jesus would get a WWJD
Yeah.
bracelet tattoo. You never lose it. You
Definitely.
can't wash it off or anything like that. So yeah.
What do you think, Bobby? You on board with the bracelet?
Yes. And
What
I'm
if he got,
going to
like-
go with red.
Red is a good one. Yeah. Let's go red. What if he just got only dad can judge me? Like across his chest.
Or if you got dad already judged me.
But okay, now just like
Or
alternate reality.
I
Just-
died for you. Like he got all the stereotypical Jesus ones, but put them in like his like I
right.
for
He
your sins.
personalized it. I died for you, motherfucker.
got a Virgin Mary, and above it, instead of saying Virgin Mary, it says
Like
Mom.
above his like belly button where Thug Life would have been for Tupac. It's like save your life.
What if he got the mom heart tattoo? And like that's not corny because it's the
Mary.
Virgin Mary.
It's the Virgin Mary. Yeah. He could get prayer hands easily.
Well, these are all the ones he gets later because everyone knows once you get one, you get more.
Well, he's gonna get prayer hands after that. No, I'm talking like now. Let's just imagine JC. He gets the WWJD tattoo on his wrist, and then he's like, you know what, dude, this is kind of tight. I like the way this tattoo feels. I like
Rosary
the-
beads tattooed.
He gets the rosary beads for sure. He gets prayer hands, definitely. He's got a cross at that point because then he's like, this is my thing. He's probably got several crosses, and then only dad can judge me on the front and like save your life, like where Thug Life would be. Like savior, not like save your life, save your. And then, yeah, I think he's got some pretty, like JC's like, I'll tat it up. Do you trust JC if he's tatted up?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, he's seen some shit. Which he
As
had
long
already
as he
seen some
keeps
shit, but-
performing miracles and isn't just a guy saying he's Jesus and is tatted up, he can do what he wants.
Yeah. That was a good one, Fernando. I like the ones that make us think. Some of them are pretty straight to the point, and honestly, when I looked at that one, I thought it was pretty straight to the point. But I'm glad that we have this discussion. That's what I like about you guys. You guys make it fun. Hashtag PTGWWJD at Pass the Gravy Pod. Hit us up if you would like to participate in next week's WWJD segment. And here we go. Our next segment is the Not Cool segment, brought to you by our good friends at Alamo Remedy CBD. Now, what's really not cool is when you're stressing or maybe you're anxious or when you got an injury that you haven't found a way to help heal or treat that injury. Well, you know what? Alamo Remedy CBD, for me at least, that's where I go. I play soccer. I always talk about how I'm an elite athlete that plays soccer, basically. And I'm basically a professional athlete. I'm a semi-professional athlete because I'm not professional, but I am almost semi-professional. And I mean, I'm tagging the Dynamo on Instagram every week, trying to get them to sign me, and they haven't yet.
As
They're
you
thinking
should.
about it. They're thinking about it. I mean, they gave up 3 goals and 2 goals in consecutive games, and it's like, I don't know. Fact, 0 goals ever given up in my MLS career. So, like, Dynamo, find somebody with better stats than that, and then tell me why you don't want to sign me. That's my question to you, the Dynamo. But besides that, you know who's really going to help me get onto the Dynamo is Alamo Remedy CBD, because when I'm stressing about not making the team, I pop in one of these bad boy gummies. 25 milligrams of CBD each. They're great. They're awesome. And I just try one. Do just one gummy your first time, and then see how you feel for a couple hours. And I promise you're probably going to feel better. Then maybe you want to toss in that second one. Definitely don't toss in the 2, because it'll chill you out, and then it'll really chill you out. And if you want to it's not THC. There's no drugs or anything in it. It's awesome. It's Alamo Remedy CBD. AlamoRemedy.com. Use our promo code PTG at checkout for 10% off of your order. Alamo Remedy, made by Texans for Texans, although if you're not in Texas, it also still can apply to you as well. Shout out Todd Voss. I know Todd Voss and Brett Brandon were using our link in the past week or so. Pat Dion, my mom, used our link as well. Again,
I got that lotion on the way, buddy.
the lotion.
Been doing
Dude,
these arm workouts, shoulder workouts. This chair
dude.
makes my shoulders sit forward. So like sometimes
Oh,
my
my
shoulders get
goodness.
tense. Oh, I can't wait to just be gaming and rubbing that shit on, ripping some curls, ripping some overhead dumbbells. Just ripping sets, son.
An unintentional little life hack. If you're maybe, you don't want to wait in lines for a COVID test, and this has not been approved by the FDA or anybody at all medical. So just side note. If one of the side effects of having Corona is that you can't smell things. If you order some of the CBD lotion, the cucumber melon CBD lotion, you pop that bad boy open. I guarantee you're going to know if you have Rona or not. Maybe not 100%, but you're going to know if you can't smell it, then you do have Rona. So just know that. You'll know if you do have Rona. You may not know if you don't have Rona, but you'll know if you do. If you open up that cucumber melon Alamo Remedy CBD lotion and you can't smell it, yeah, go get tested because you probably got Rona. But it is the best lotion. I rub it on I'm telling you, I have a bad ankle. I got a hip and a knee thing. And I've been rubbing it on the ankles after soccer, rubbing it on the knee. It's better than Icy Hot, in my opinion. And it's the best. They also got the CBD capsules, the tincture oil, and the gummies again. The gummies are delicious. The gummies are I need to keep them far away from me. I keep them in the studio. And when I'm looking at them during the podcast, I'm like, I just want to take another gummy. I just want one. Just give me one. They're great. They come 25 to a pack, and all their products are currently priced at $17.99. They all contain 250 milligrams total of CBD. So the 250 milligrams CBD is in the 25 gummies, which means it's like 10 or whatever it is. I don't know the math. Divide that by 25, and that's how you get that. But $17.99 for all their products, the 250 milligrams of CBD, which is almost 50% off of the national brands. They know you're going to love Alamo Remedy CBD. They know we love Alamo Remedy CBD. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Hit them up, alamoremedy.com. Use our promo code PTG at checkout for 10% off your order. alamoremedy.com, promo code PTG for 10% off your order. Then, when you get your stuff, at Passing Grade Pod, at Alex J. Milton, at Not Pat Dion, at Robert Barbosa 03, at Alamo Remedy. Hit them up. Let them know you're supporting the people supporting us. Because when you try this CBD, I promise you, you're going to want to go and tell everybody you know, dude, you got a little ache and pain? Here, try some CBD on it. And literally, I just slather it on my body when I have anything that is in pain or is uncomfortable. If I sleep weird on my back, guess who's rubbing that on my back when I wake up? Me. And I'm going to work smelling like fucking cucumber melon like a boss. I promise you, you will not be disappointed with Alamo Remedy CBD. AlamoRemedy.com. Use our promo code PTG at checkout. That's AlamoRemedy.com. Promo code PTG at checkout for 10% off of your order. They are who's sponsoring our Not Cool segment this week.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
Pat, you've had enough internet issues.
I'll go. How about fucking stupid internet shit going wrong? And then also, as part of that, Alex, because we figured out, it kept saying when I was trying to rejoin, I don't remember if we were saying this on or in between.
In between.
Well, yeah. It kept telling me when I was trying to join, you can't join because the host kicked you out. And Alex goes, oh, yeah, well, I did kick you out because I thought it would, I could just let you join back in
because when
faster.
you froze, I was like, well, if I kick him out, I can just send him the invite again. I can't invite you while you're already in there, so I didn't know
when
that.
you kick me out, it kicks me out and I can't rejoin. So don't do that, Alex. You're not cool.
All right. Well, I'm the not cool.
My other one that I was going to use for the week anyway is we found out this morning one of the fellow managers at the restaurant got the Rona. He got tested this morning because he had chills yesterday, and he said he woke up late last night. We're like, well, hopefully this is just a cold or something. And then over the course of a couple hours later, probably around 4 or 5 o'clock last night, he was texting us, goes, hey, I can't smell or taste anything. So then, of course, we scheduled him and he went and got it. Of course, this morning, he's got the Rona. So, and I went in this morning because he wasn't feeling good because I was like, I'll cover him and I'll just leave at 2 to go do the podcast. And I was thinking, since I'm going to be right by Alex anyway, then I could go to Alex's have some delicious Southern Star beer right there, and we could do one in
Uh-huh.
person for the first time in forever. Well, and
Good-
also
good
side
idea, you
shoot
didn't.
off of this is once we found out this morning, he got his results. So, obviously we didn't open. The restaurant's going to be closed for a bit. I always go and get my beer on the day of the podcast. It's just, because usually I'm off and I go get it. So then once this happens, I'm like, well, I was around him on Monday. I don't want to go to the store if I'm possibly contagious and, spreading the disease. That's why I'm drinking whiskey and not Southern Star today, guys. So while I love whiskey,
All right. I'll accept
I'm
that
always
then.
looking forward to Wednesdays for my Southern Star.
Shout out to Pat for not possibly spreading Rona to the rest of the world. So
Yeah.
good move on. Hey, look at the Gravy
Yeah.
Gang caring about the
So
world.
I'm going to get tested tomorrow at 7 a.m. and get one of those quick tests. So
It's expensive.
it is. It's very expensive.
Just okay, and I'm not trying to shame anybody because I'm not saying I'm definitely, as we heard about my cable not being in my bedroom this past week on the Adam Clanton episode. If you listen to the quarantine episode this week,
Which you should.
You should definitely listen to it. It was fantastic. We've had a lot of great feedback. So I appreciate
I
everybody
was on
listening
it.
to that so far. Yeah, Pat was on it. Pat's gonna be on next week's Monday episode. How about that? Hopefully.
Talking about a new streak that we're starting. Fuck the
Yeah,
crawfish streak.
there we go. But yeah, man. What the fuck was I saying? I don't know. I got scatterbrained right there. Shit.
Shout out to me for not spreading disease.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, shout out to Pat for not spreading diseases. We don't spread diseases here. Because you could have easily just gone out and done that shit, and that didn't happen. So I apologize. I'm fucking scatterbrained. I've been drinking, so shut the fuck up, guys. All right, here we go. Let's move on to my not cool.
Oh, no.
No, you're not done.
Shit,
You're not done.
thought
You're not done.
No, I'm done. I thought you were saying let's move on. I was like, wait, neither of you have gone.
No, yeah, my not cool.
I just want to make sure.
No, I had a different not cool. And then right before we started recording the podcast, I was watching West Ham at starting at noon, and so this happened right before we started recording. Today during the West Ham game, I thought something funny happened. Or something funny did happen. West Ham's goalie he had the ball and was dribbling it and was getting ready to kick it, and then one of the Manchester United defenders was running in towards the box and just slipped and ate shit. And it was just funny because he was close enough to the goalie where I was like, look at Lucas Fabianski just breaking ankles out there. Because he was just doing a routine move and then just punted the ball. But it was funny because just the way he moved with the ball made it kind of look like the guy ate shit and wiped out because of him. And it was a joke. And I posted it to Instagram. I was like, Lucas Fabianski out here just casually breaking ankles. And Instagram fucking banned me. I got banned on Instagram because it was copyright material. All right. If it's 15 seconds or less, I thought that's fair game, right? You can play 15 seconds of a song or less than 15. It was a 4-second video. It's on my Twitter at Alex J. Milton.
I don't know.
Go look at it. I promise you, you will not you'll be like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
And
report him on Twitter too.
I get taking it down, but to just ban me, I didn't fucking put a dick out there. It wasn't tits or ass or chicks are putting their fucking assholes out there, basically.
You tweeted a video of a guy looking like an ass.
No. Oh, the guy, yeah, he looked like an ass. He fell over. Not West Ham's guy. He looked like a fucking G. It's Lucas Fabianski, Hammer of the Year, maybe. I don't know. He'd be my Hammer of the Year because he's always my Hammer of the Year. But still, regardless, that doesn't mean anything to anybody else. I'm fucking pissed. What the fuck, man? And now I can't like any posts on Instagram. I can't put anything on my story. I can't do anything. And tonight is the last night of Alex's Race Wars. Alex's Race Wars was to fill the void while sports were gone. Baseball's coming back tomorrow. So I have a championship race, the most important race, arguably, in Alex's Race Wars history tonight. And I can't fucking go live on Instagram because those fucking cunts. Why would you post a video of a video?
So hold on, did you get banned or did you get suspended?
Well, I'm banned until Saturday. Which is bullshit.
That's horse shit.
I get flagging it and taking it down, but it's if I had posted it 7 times after they removed it, then I understand that. I don't break rules, man. I fucking follow the rules on Instagram. I abide. we've gotten warnings
dude
on
who
Facebook
abides.
a couple of times from like memes. The like porn memes that were like porn memes that like turned into not porn memes. Like those really are sketchy to Facebook. And it's like, but like in Facebook and Instagram, it's like as long as it's in parody, it's okay. And I was like, obviously it's a parody. It's not. I'm not posting porn. What the fuck? And it's like I wasn't trying to. I get if I broadcast the West Ham game. I didn't broadcast it. I just posted a fucking 4-second clip, and I'm fucking just it's pissing me off because Instagram's my like go-to right now, and god damn it. So if you're watching Alex's Race Wars, check out the Rod Ryan Show Instagram today. That's where it'll be. It'll be on my Twitter as well and on my Facebook. But like, fuck you, Instagram. What's going on, man? I thought we were cool. That's my not cool this week.
They're being
And
bitches,
they're probably gonna make me lose followers and like limit shit that I can do now. So not great.
I'm sorry.
What about you, Bobby Jokes?
That's not cool, buddy. I'm sorry.
So I went to go get groceries today, and as I'm waiting to pay, they're bagging my groceries, putting it in the cart. I swipe my card, and the computer freezes that they're using.
Oh,
So I'm there waiting for like 20 minutes, waiting for the computer to reboot because the cashier had to get a manager. And then the manager thought they could just fix like the pay terminal, then try to fix the computer from like the cashier side. And apparently there's like the computer is like in the conveyor belt on the front, like where the customer normally stands. So they had to like unscrew it and go in there and reset it that way. And I'm, my everything's been bagged
you just
already.
wish you had cash?
Honestly, I just kind of found it amusing because I'm like, what are the odds that this happens? I mean, bad things happen, like not often, but like bad things happen. The cashier was like, I'm so sorry for this. And I'm just like, don't worry, it's not your fault.
Not her fault.
It's just technical issues.
Spent
like
more time at the cash register than you did in the store.
Yeah. And like there was a lady behind me who had unloaded her stuff onto the like conveyor belt, and she was also waiting there for like 10 minutes. And the cashier's like, "It's probably going to take like another 10 minutes. I can help you put your stuff back in the cart so you can go somewhere else." And so she helped the customer.
Just imagine if you had to poop too. That would have been terrible.
That would have really sucked. I didn't have anything like, it wasn't like a super like inconvenience or not cool really, but I had so like I ran out of propane on my gas grill. So that could have been I should have used that as another not cool, but I didn't. And so fuck that. But I ran out of gas on my gas grill and it's like you never run out of gas on a propane grill while you're like at the end of cooking on it. You always run out. Like I had literally flipped the burgers and realized like, oh no, this flame's out. What the fuck? And I looked at like I have like a scale on the bottom of my grill that shows you like, oh, you need to refill. You need to get a new propane thing. And I thought I had, because Pat, have you ever bought a propane tank? I'm sure you were like working in.
Yeah, I mean, never for a grill, but I've bought propane tanks.
So like
before,
you buy a propane tank, they have the little like plastic cap on the front of it. It's like green or red or whatever color it is that shows you it's brand new. Like I had one of those on like sitting on my balcony. And so I put it into the grill and then turned the grill on, and the grill still won't light or work. And then I realized, oh, idiot, you took off the new cap from your old one and put it on the other one when you were switching it and just never took that off. And so I had to go to HEB and get like propane tanks. And sometimes when you go and get propane tanks, it's like you're in like a foreign country where you're like, hey, because like you don't like usually you just switch propane tanks. You don't like. I know you can go buy them, but like a lot of times if you have a propane tank, you're like, hey, I have 2 propane tanks. I just wanted to trade them in and get 2 more. They're like, yeah, that's cool. It's like $60 or $40 or whatever it is. And I did that, and the girl's like, I don't think we trade in those. And I was like, what the fuck? Okay. And then like eventually she pointed me to another guy, so it didn't take that long, but it was just like when you go to somebody and you're just like, all right, I'm 100% relying on you, and like, I don't know. But I've been that guy at the grocery store, so I got it. And then she found a guy that knew what to do. And he was like, oh, no, you can trade them out. That's cool. Just go do it in the self-checkout, do this. But it was like that just awkwardness in a grocery store sometimes. We're like, I'm just here. I'm just
Why didn't you just finish them in the oven?
Oh, I finished it in a pan. But that was the next
Oh,
like,
but
over
you
the weekend
did it later.
I went.
Okay.
over the week, like that was like Thursday night, and over the weekend.
I thought you were
went
saying
and I
you
got
like
another
ran
one.
to HEB real quick to get
Oh
propane
no,
to finish your
It
burger.
was like
So
it
I
was like it was
you're an
night when
insane
I was
person.
doing that, and I was like, "Fuck that! I'll just do it later this weekend." So it was like Saturday when I did that.
yeah,
But the girl's like, "I don't know." It was just like I don't know. Trading in propane tanks is awkward because you have to like bring in 2 empty propane cans or however many you have. And I
Thanks.
was like, "Hey, let's go." But it was tight. So
You
we're
just
all-
walk into the store of propane tanks like trade. Does anybody want to trade?
Right, it was like I've already these are already mine. I would like to trade them to get new ones. Huh? Like yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That
fine.
being
Go
said,
ahead.
if I walked into a grocery store, like I wouldn't know what to do to trade them. I'd be like, "Can anybody
I
help
totally
me?
called my dad. Totally called
I
my
need
dad.
an adult."
At what point, like at what, like, and this was I feel like this is one of those things where you always think that like your parents know everything just because they're your parents, so you assume that all adults knew everything as you grew up, and as you become an adult, you're like, fuck, I have no idea. I don't know fuck about shit, as they say.
This is what I get for never having an actual conversation with my dad. I don't know anything. I just
Well,
handed
I
him
still like
tools
I'll
for
call my
20
dad and be like,
years.
Dad, if I'm trying to do this, do I do this? Do I do this?
Oh, I'm too embarrassed to even do that. I just use Google.
I tried to use YouTube, and that's how I put water in my engine. Well, also my stupidity. So
Oh,
that's why
man,
I rely
dude.
on my dad now. But
Oh,
just
man, you're
shout
so
out
dumb.
to dads and moms for just taking care of your adult kids. Shout out to them.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
worthless.
So that was our not cool segment, huh? That was good. That was not. It was a solid not cool week. Whereas the good not cools are never good, but that was definitely not cool. All of those were. So let's move along to our answers segment. Now, if you are looking for some answers for your smelly gas car or your smelly ass house, let me point you in the right direction. I'm talking littlemshop.com, littlemshop.com. You want the best air fresheners in the world? Good. Because you don't want those baby like bitch trees. You know those trees, they like kill like 47 trees or some shit like that every single time that you have one of those little things hanging there. Like you're like, how did that many trees go into it? I don't know how it happens. It just happens. All right. It just happens like that. I'm not the person doing it. I'm just the person telling you about it. But Little M air fresheners, they actually plant a tree every air freshener you buy. And by plant a tree, I mean they give me bird seed and I throw it off of my balcony, and eventually bird seed grows into weeds or something, which kind of counts as a tree. A weed is a baby tree if you think about it that way. And Little M air fresheners, they let me throw out a handful of bird seed with every purchase you make of an air freshener. So why would you not want to save the trees? Little M air fresheners, the best air fresheners in the whole wide world. I always give you guys that little life hack. You put a Little M air freshener in your trash can between the trash can and the liner you use. Every time you change that liner, you're like, it smells fantastic. I did that yesterday. It was awesome. And I got a fresh to death scent right in my nose. It was great. I knew I didn't have COVID then. Yeah, if you want to test again, 100% sure you okay, well, you probably don't have COVID, not 100% sure. Probably don't have COVID if you can smell your Little M air freshener. So think about that. It's basically like a free COVID test, but not 100% accurate. So again, we're not 100% accurate, but if you want to test it out and just, I can still smell, my smell is still here. Good. You'll be happy. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Fellas, you want to surprise your lady? Take her car, go to the car wash, get her car wash, order some Little M air fresheners, littlemshop.com, littlemshop.com. Order some Little M air fresheners. When they come in, go get her car washed. Throw a little air freshener on the rear view mirror of that bad boy, and then like, oh, honey, got your car washed and got your nice little air freshener. Like, oh my God, that is so sweet, and it says fresh to death, or be cool, or it just looks like the planets. It's awesome, and she's gonna love it. She's gonna give you a little something later on in the night. You know what I'm talking about, and everybody's gonna be happy. Why wouldn't you
Cookies?
do it? She's gonna make you cookies. She might bake you cookies.
Yeah.
She may bake you cookies, and everybody loves cookies. So if you think about it, it's the best idea ever. Little M air fresheners, best air fresheners of all time. They also have awesome looking keychains. They got stickers. All that shit you're going to love. Little M air fresheners, the best air fresheners in the whole wide world. littlemshop.com, littlemshop.com, the best air freshener in the whole wide world, and the official air freshener sponsor of Pass the Gravy podcast. And then also, before we get into the answers segment, you're looking for a way to support your favorite podcast. I got answers for you right now. PassTheGravyMerch.com. I right now am rocking my Pass the Gravy face cover. It's awesome. I always have told people that, and like I just washed it yesterday. It smells like
Mine's
Gain.
in the wash. That's why I
It
don't have it on
smells-
right now.
Mine smells like Gain right now, and I love it. I love it. It's the best. When you have that laundry smell on your face cover, nothing.
Do you
better.
throw yours in the dryer?
Oh yeah, with a dryer sheet.
Oh, bro, it says air dry.
I want that dryer sheet, bro. Although I did,
Makes sense.
I've had to start throwing in sheets and pillowcases because Emma's like, you can't just waste a whole wash on just a face mask. Watch me, I
did. Yeah, you can.
Try me, because I have. And and then I threw all the pillowcases in the trash and then threw my mask back in there. I didn't do that, actually. I washed the pillowcases because I'm a nice guy. But still, they're awesome. The face covers, fantastic. And the best thing about these face covers, I've said multiple times, you can just wear them around your neck. You just wear them around your neck because a lot of times it's easy to forget your face mask. You leave it in your car, you leave it on your mirror, and then you go and you're like, oh shit, where's my mask? I got to walk back to the car. If you got it around your neck, you just need it. Like whenever you need it, boop, you just slide it up your face. You're good. You're Gucci. I got a beard. It's perfect. Covers the whole beard and everything. I know James Harden's wearing the same kind. Maybe we just send James Harden a Pass the Gravy face cover. We might do that down in Orlando. I'll see if I can get his address. But then you can get the Pass the Gravy shirts. We got the I don't need your negativity, which kind of became my motto when people were talking about West Ham getting relegated. I don't need your negativity right now. That's a shirt. It's awesome. You want to show everybody you're part of the Gravy Gang? The Gravy Gang shirts available now. We also have the summer shirts you can get, the Bomb Pop shirt, the Sun shirt, the Office themed shirt, just a logo shirt. You want to show everybody what your favorite podcast is? Any kind of shirt you want to support your favorite podcast. It's great. And it all goes to your favorite charity, which is our pockets, because we're not making money on the podcast really that much. And so it really helps us, stay afloat. We use the money to A, pay our website fees, to pay our server hosting fees, and then B, pay Robert. So if you like Robert, I love Robert. I buy stuff from Pass the Gravy merch on the reg. I have a lot of Pass the Gravy stuff. If you love Robert, you'll go to PassTheGravyMerch.com and buy some gear. Hit us up. If you buy anything at PassTheGravyMerch.com, let us know. Let us send us a picture of you wearing it. We want to see you guys in our stuff. We'll use you as an ad. We'll fucking whore you out.
I keep forgetting to buy that damn flag.
We'll shout you out. I promise you. You will love it. PassTheGravyMerch.com. Get the gear for your favorite podcast. PassTheGravyMerch.com. While you're doing that, also head over to iTunes or wherever you're listening to us. Give us the 5-star review, and then just roast us in the comments. Be sure you give us the 5-star review, and then roast us with at least 5 words. If you give us a 5-word review, we show up higher, and it just helps us show up better on iTunes. Also, just share us with a friend. If you have a buddy that you're hanging out with, and you're like, hey, yo, you should check out this podcast I've been listening to. It's pretty cool, and I think you'd like it too. Let them start hitting us up on Twitter. We'll start involving them. They'll be a part of the Gravy Gang. They'll buy a Gravy Gang shirt. They'll be a part of it all, and then you'll have something to bond with your friend over. So Pass the Gravy. Give us the 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you're listening to podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. Roast us in the comments. We love all you guys. And let's get to our answers segment, my favorite segment of the week. Here we go.
Well, if you just answer the question, why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
Now, if you would like to submit anything to the answers segment, there's no such thing, guys, as a stupid question.
Just stupid people, mate.
All right, Crocodile Dundee. I disagree with that. But
I broke Robert.
if you would like to send us something for the answers question or the answer segment, just anything you have. If it's a high thought, something you think of while you're drunk, you see it on a billboard, you see it on the internet, you want to know what the Gravy Gang has to say about it, hit us up, hashtag PTG Answers at PassGravyPod. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at Not Pat Dan. Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. And if you're one of those that doesn't have a Twitter, answers at PassGravyPod.com, although we look at Twitter first. So let's get right into it. And also, hey, guys, if we're recording some of these quarantine episodes, I need more answers questions. So hit us up with as many as you got, and we'll cycle through them. If we haven't gotten to yours yet, I promise you we're going to. I think the surprise guest we have for Monday, I've already gone through those. I'm trying to empty out some emails ones because the emails ones kind of add up. Because I go Twitter first. If you have a Twitter, like even if you just create a Twitter just for answers, hashtag PTG answers, create a Twitter for that. That'll get it fastest, I promise you. But if you want to email us, eventually we'll get around to it. And let's start right now with our podcast son, Skylar Lester, at OMG at Skylar.
Oh my God, it's Skylar!
Skylar says, since concrete and glass are mostly sand, does that mean skyscrapers are really just tall sandcastles?
No, because it's not just sand. I don't consider it a sandcastle if you're using foreign objects in your architecture.
Have you ever seen people building sandcastles? Because they use
No,
foreign
like
objects.
you can plant a flag, but if there's rebar in the middle of your sandcastle, that's not a sandcastle.
It's just it's a heavy duty sandcastle, is what I would
No,
call it.
sandcastle has to be just sand except for decoration.
Which you could say is like the rebar.
Rebar. No,
Rebar.
decoration is what you can see. Decoration is not internal building material.
It's what's on the inside that counts, Pat.
No. Not in sandcastles.
You're too focused on, cosmetics. On the
Well, when
outside.
you're as pretty as I am, then you kind of get used to
When
it.
you're as pretty as I am and you have as black a heart as I do.
I'm dead inside.
I definitely think that they're just really tall sandcastles.
All right, Robert.
Break this tie.
I'm gonna say no. It's not.
God damn it.
Me
Just
and
when
Robert
I
live in the
thought
real
you were
world.
going to be on my side. Just when I thought. All right.
Team
Skylar,
Pragmatism versus Team Alex.
I was there for you, buddy. Our next one is from this is from our buddy, our MVP, reigning Passive Gravy MVP, Todd Voss at as_scene_by_TV on Twitter. And Todd says, as my first act as at Passive Gravy Pod Secretary of Defense, what other podcast are we going to war with? So if you guys are listening,
Does Michael Moore have a podcast?
Well, last week I announced that since Kanye had said he was pulling out of the race, I was announcing that I was running for president. We said I think Lil Nas X or Eli Manning is going to be my vice president. Neither one of them has accepted the nomination yet, but offer still stands. And then Pat was going to be the press
Chief of
secretary?
Staff.
Chief of, whatever. You got.
Oh, no. That's right. Press secretary.
Hope Huckabee Sanders. Which, by the way, did you see this week that what she couldn't hear somebody that was asking her something, and then they were like, "Oh,
Okay, it's not Hope Huckabee Sanders anymore. It's Kaylee McElhaney or something like that.
Well, I always just think of Hope. I just think Hope Huckabee Sanders is I just remember her being there. So that's just what sticks.
Yeah, and a lot of people said the lady called her a lying bitch. No, she obviously said
No, she
okay,
totally
so you're
called her a
not
lying
trying to
bitch.
engage.
She said
No,
you're a
people-
lying bitch.
people-
I didn't hear
People
it.
hear what they want to hear.
I heard lying bitch.
You did not even fucking listen to it, did you?
I did. I listened to it 40 times. I heard lying
No,
bitch. I could
once
hear
you
both,
realize,
but I heard lying bitch.
Yes, but once you realize she's trying to say, or not trying to say, once you realize she said, okay, so you're not trying to engage. You hear that very clearly after that. Once you know that's what she's saying, it's very clear that's what she's saying. See, you're just being a shit fucking pot stirrer right now.
No, it's what's Jim Beeline that got fired from the Cavs, where he was like, "Oh, you guys are playing like a bunch of thugs," and he was like, "No, I meant slugs." That's 100%
No, but he
what that
actually
lady got caught in.
said thugs.
But that's what that
No,
lady
she
got caught
said
in.
you're
She
not
was like,
trying
"No,
to
you."
engage.
No, she called her a bitch, and then she's like, "No, I said you're not trying to engage." She's like, "I didn't hear that."
All right, whatever.
But that'll be what you have to deal with. You have to deal with those people. But back to Todd's question. As Todd, we have appointed as Pastor Gravy's rating MVP, he would be the Secretary of Defense. What other podcasts are we going to work with? I'd like to think we're a peaceful podcast.
Yeah, I can't think of a podcast that I like. There's definitely people that I hate. I can't think of a podcast that I hate that I want to attack, because why would you attack them if there's no gain? Do we get their listeners if we win? Is this a physical fight that we're having? I need these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have resources that we can have? Do we get to take their microphones when they're done?
Who do we not like? I mean, Nancy Grace doesn't have a podcast, but if she did, that would obviously. Actually, that's the answer. If Nancy Grace ever had a podcast, that's the podcast we go to war with.
But we can't punch her.
With words.
That's not a war you can win, though. Like, I think you have to physically battle the other podcast, which then it's just me fighting you. I just need you guys at my back giving me moral support. I'm not going to ask you to fight. But
I mean, unless Nancy Grace has a podcast, I don't think we need to declare war on anybody.
See, here's the thing. We're not going to fuck with you until you fuck with us. But when you fuck with us, we will unleash the hounds.
You better not miss. You know who we'd fuck with? Who we'd go to war with is just to like we would do the whole like, hey, I'm gonna do a whole like I'm gonna do something outrageous and then just get some publicity for it. We would just go to war with the Weekly D podcast and the Time Machine with Andrew Green. We would just go to war with them, and then they'd be like, man, these podcasts are feuding. We should listen to them and hear what they have to say, and then our listeners just go way up. Kind of like if you guys got what we did. I don't think a lot of people understood the joke on Monday where we were just talking shit about Adam Clanton and then like had him on the podcast where we obviously are friends.
I mean, that was pretty obviously joking though. Like if you were going to have a fake
there was still
fight,
that guy that was like,
fight.
oh, not a great look. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, and yeah, when you posted, oh, you have guests on and they can't even, which I love how he said guests. Like he's obviously a fan of Adam because he doesn't know that I'm a regular part of the podcast.
And he also didn't know that the not
Adam
cool
Plant
segment is where
Dion.
he also didn't know that the podcast segment was not cool where we go on rants about shit. And that was the video of my rant.
Yeah. But I loved it because I got to go, you know what? You're right. Fuck this guy.
And I always like when anybody shits on me. I like to be like, yeah, fuck that guy. I hate him.
Ooh, you're gross.
But it's funny because like
we don't want to hear about your kinks, okay?
About 70% of the time, if you just say fuck that guy to like, and like they're talking about you, they like your tweet because they just assume you're just a rando that's like, yeah, I'm also agreeing with you. And then they look at it back later like, oh, wait, no, that guy, never mind. Because like, you didn't even ask your guests any questions. I was like, yeah, I was ranting about not having cable in my bedroom like a poor. But that's beside the point. That is beside the point. I would say, Todd, if we were going to go to war with anybody, I would try and declare war on Nancy Grace if she had a podcast. So if you could convince her to have a podcast, then like we'll fuck up Nancy Grace's podcast, guys. Gravy Gang will go to war. Would that be? But
yeah, that's one that's on site. That's unprovoked.
It would be a publicity podcast, like stunt. We would just do a whole stunt. We're like, you know what? Fuck the Weekly D. Fuck Andrew Green's Time Machine,
you know what?
or the Time Machine with Andrew Green. Fuck them. Fuck Past the Grade, bro. And then they would have to respond, and then you guys are like all caught up in it.
Find us a podcast that is against bucket hats, and that's who we're going to war with.
Yeah. Well, no, find a podcast because, you know, all the things that we're anti-racism. We're anti-sexism. So find us a pro-sexism or pro-racism podcast, and we'll fucking go ham on those bitches.
Oh, I'm sure there's some white nationalist podcasts out there that we can go ham after.
I don't really want to go at them because, like, those people scare me.
Pussy?
Well, I don't want to like actually have people like threatening me, but like
they can threaten me. Okay, point them out. I'll go after them. I won't tag the podcast. I'll go after them personally.
You know what? Just point them out. We'll figure them out. Don't tag white nationalist stuff. Like we don't want to.
No, don't tag
honestly,
them.
We don't want to be associated with that.
DM me. Let me know what they are. I'll go after them on my own. I'll go vigilante.
Ben Shapiro.
What?
So Ben Shapiro, we hate Ben Shapiro, basically.
No.
You seem a little defensive.
You're very anti-Semitic today, Alex. You're just attacking Jews.
Is he Jewish? Look, buddy, I'm not Nick Cannon.
He wears a yarmulke at all times.
I don't watch Ben Shapiro because I don't like what he says.
Because you're an anti-Semite? Because you're an anti-Semite.
I think he's just a shit stirrer.
He's
like
enjoy
a white
the work
Jamel
of the Jewish
Hill.
people. Oh, that's very, very far off. You know what? We're gonna go a direction that you don't want to go. Robert's laughing at us.
All right. So we don't want to start wars unless it's with Nancy Grace. That's really what it is.
Or white nationalists.
Or white nationalists, or racists, or anti-womenists. Although I have rewatched the show Waco. It's on Netflix. And Emma was giving me shit because I kept referring to the Branch Davidians as Branch Gravidians just without even realizing I was saying it. And I was like, oh, God, this has happened. I've already fucked my own brain up where I'm now just assuming I'm a cult leader.
I
And
mean, you were
was like, you know what?
pretty
Fuck the ATF and
anti-womanist.
FBI in that show. So,
You were
but,
pretty
like,
anti-womanist this morning on the Rod Ryan show.
it was a joke. I didn't mean it.
Mm.
Hey, whose podcast sells women's shirts $1 cheaper than men because we fixed the wage gap?
That's something an anti-womanist would
That's our
do to cover
podcast.
his anti-womanist
That's our
views.
podcast. That's our podcast. No, I care. I care about women. All right, let's move on.
We love you
before
guys.
get in
We
any
love
more
you,
trouble.
ladies.
We love you guys, and we're just fucking around, guys. We're fucking around. Josh Tree Coddle at Joshua Tree 713 says, "Can you be late if you don't show up?" Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hear me. This is my whole theory. A lot of times,
That's what's called tardy.
well, right. A lot of times, though, you're late, and then you realize you're so late, you're just not going to show up. Like, have you ever had that happen? Where, like, just so I've gone. There's been a couple times, like on like a Saturday, I'll go out and watch some. Like, say I go watch West Ham, and I'm drinking at like 8 a.m. in the morning, or 9 a.m. in the morning, and I go and take a nice little nap or whatever. Maybe I don't though, and then I hang out, and then I fall asleep at like 5 o'clock. I wake up at like 9:30. If I was supposed to go over to your house and it's like 9:30, I'm probably like, yo, bro, I can't make it.
Let me break it down this way. If you're going to be late to work and instead you say, fuck it, I'm not going, how's that going to go?
You're still late.
You're so late you didn't show up until your next shift for your previous shift. That's very late.
A no-show is just you're super late.
Yeah.
Right?
So, yes, you can't get out of being late by not showing up.
You're always going to be late. The degree of lateness, I guess, could vary. But then if you're a no-show, you're like as late as you could be. Where you literally
What you
just didn't
do is just show up on time. That's what I do. Except when, I'm late to the podcast because I have to poop. But that's in my home. That's allowed.
Right.
That's allowed.
Castle law.
What the fuck is castle law?
I think isn't that like where you have the right to do whatever you want in your house?
I like castle law.
I think it might just be with guns. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm an expert in bird law. Nothing else. That's it. Our next question is from my buddy Brandon at Price of a ZJ, and Brett says Brett's been weighing in with a lot of answers questions as of late. But Brett says, considering the fact that Batman has no actual powers, if both were given the same amount of prep time, who will win between Batman and Kevin from Home Alone?
Batman.
He's got
Come
more
on.
money.
Yeah. He's gonna
buy cooler shit.
Kevin has the MacGyver tools out. Batman just has multi-million-dollar tools that use electronics and homing systems to find you and take you out. Plus,
100%.
there's a grown man with body armor versus a little boy.
Yeah, the suit alone gives Batman, like, one, he's not going to get burned because he's got the gloves. So, okay, he opens the door. He can still open the fucking door. Maybe he slips down the stairs. That's a problem. But, like, the marbles, okay, I guess that's a problem.
No, his suit has anti-slip shoes.
If that's the case. If that's the case, then yeah,
let's
that's
break
even
down
worse
some
for Kevin
scenarios from the movie. Okay, you try and get Batman with the hot knob. Guarantee you that suit is heat resistant.
The spider does
get him
nothing.
with that.
The spider does nothing to Batman.
The paint cans that fall down. Batman, quick reflexes, bam, he's gonna block it like that.
Although if you get him right, that's
even
still
if it
not
hits
going to be
him-
fun for anybody.
He's got the cowl. Well, but the
It's padding
the
it. It's padding it. You're
he's
right.
got those blades right here that's gonna puncture it and stop it before it even actually gives the full impact right there. Or even if it does get to the cowl, he's got a little padding there.
I'm thinking further along, like, what is it, Marv, the tall guy, right?
Yep.
Marv, when he's trying to go to Kevin's treehouse in Home Alone, he's got the little zip line he slides across, and then Marv's trying to go and he cuts it. Like, Batman's already got the, like, Batman, like, whatever the fucking, like, Batman rope throw thing is. Like, he's fucking cut your rope down while you're trying to crawl across, Kevin. Like, you're not even making it to the treehouse. You're dead, like, from 3 stories up trying to get to your treehouse. That movie's over. 20 minutes earlier.
I
At
mean,
least.
Batman's also the greatest detective in the world. So when they slip on the marbles on the ground, Batman's going to see those marbles and he's just going to shuffle his feet so he doesn't have to step on
You're
them.
not gonna trick me.
Where are you, little boy?
I don't care. I don't care if your parents aren't home. My parents haven't been home in years.
At least you had parents.
I've had to spend Christmas by myself for years. My whole life.
Alfred would never leave me alone.
Why don't you have a butler? That'd be funny because he like poor shames the kid too. He's like, you live in this biggest house in fucking Chicago and you don't even have a butler to take care of you. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Ooh,
Where's your
actually,
secret lair, idiot?
I'm going to go off on a tangent on this. This, I think, is what's going to happen. Batman is going to respect Kevin McAllister's ingenuity so much, Kevin McAllister becomes the new Robin. He's going to train him to become the new Robin.
I like that.
Bob even nodded at that one. So I think
verbal trademark. Can we, like, Macaulay Culkin's still around?
He's too old to be Robin, though. He could be Nightwing.
I don't know, man. I think he could maybe be a Robin.
What do you think, Bobby? Obviously, Batman's winning, but how do you feel about my Kevin McAllister becomes Robin?
I like that. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You would go Batman too, though, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
He's got too much, like, one of those, it's like one of those, like he's just going to outspin you, bro. Like, you can only use what's in the house, but Batman's, like, got all the other gear. He's got, the bat and nunchucks. He's got the bat and ninja stars. He's got all kind. He's got that, like, didn't he have the gas that you could spray?
Yeah. I mean, every
got
trick
all
that Kevin McAllister pulled, Batman could counter. I mean, even if you think of Home Alone 2,
Just go
Lost in
into
New
the
York.
house with the fucking Batmobile. How are you going to stop him?
Dude, even with the bird lady, when she surrounds them in birds and they get disoriented, Batman did that with bats.
Yeah,
So now he's just like, all right, there's birds around here. I'm fine.
And in 2020, do you have to, like, I'm assuming this movie's made in 2020. Do you have to, like, factor in the fact that bats caused coronavirus, allegedly?
Only
And
if you
you're
eat
like-
them.
Right, but you're kind of like, fuck, this guy may have eaten a lot of bats. Because that was his fear. So he had to dominate the bats. Does now maybe he eats bats? I don't know.
He's got mad bat disease. How did we not come to that earlier? Mad bat disease.
We didn't want to copy.
It's,
The cows
but
get to
that's
be
the
mad.
obvious.
Bats are bat murder disease.
Yeah, so Batman
wins.
He wins, but I wouldn't call it necessarily a win because he doesn't
It's a
try and
blowout.
beat Kevin.
It's a blowout.
He gets to Kevin and then goes, "How would you like to be Robin?" And then trains.
He turns him.
Yeah.
But then who wins in that situation? It's Batman. Batman obviously wins because then what does he get?
Wins.
He gets a sidekick and he doesn't have to fucking deal with that fuckhead
But
kid.
Kevin also wins because he gets to become Robin.
Yeah, but then you're a sidekick.
But 1v1, Batman wins, obviously.
Yeah, Batman wins. Batman wins. That's actually a really good question.
People
That was a
forget
funny
he's
bit.
the best detective in the world. So, like, he could deduce all these traps.
Yeah, he probably could. Probably could.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
That's good. That was a good one. Very good question, Brett. Our next question comes from Kevin A. He emailed in, and I don't know what your last name is all the way, but Kevin A. And Kevin says, if someone begins a sentence with, my therapist says, should you stop listening or start?
Stop for two reasons. One,
Not to shit on mental
gives
health,
a
by the
shit?
way. Not to shit on mental
No,
health.
not
We're
to,
shitting on
but-
mental health.
one, who gives a shit? And two, what your therapist says to you has bearing upon you, not necessarily upon me.
You get
We have
it.
different
There we
life
go. There we go.
experiences and different ways that we think.
I 100% agree. 100% agree. I would definitely keep listening, though, just because I am a cynic. I would like to hear what your therapist says. Also, now I overheard this a couple weeks ago, actually, when I was leaving work. Robert, you know, like we have, if you go to like the like main entrance, there's like a little like sitting area. This lady was talking to somebody else. I had no idea who either of them were, but she was like, well, my life coach called me the other day. And I was just like, I've gone on a whole rant about life coaches where I'm like, you're allowed to have a life coach. If you need a life coach, and Emma has been great about mentioning to me, like, some people just need somebody to hold them accountable. It's like a sponsor. And out in AA, where you
Get
have
a therapist.
You're like, I'm struggling with addiction right now. I'm considering going back and drinking again or doing drugs or whatever. You need to call that sponsor. And I think there are people that need to have somebody that holds them accountable. And a lot of times we call them friends, but maybe somebody doesn't have a friend that's good enough of a friend to be able to do that. Or maybe your friend struggles with the same things that you're struggling with. So like a life coach, I had always made fun of. But I feel like
I will continue to make fun of.
Therapist is the same thing where it's like a life coach is like,
No. A life coach is an unlicensed therapist.
That's okay.
Go
okay.
Go
I
to
get you.
a
I agree.
therapist.
I agree.
Like if you need help, go to somebody who is trained and equipped to help you. A life coach is just someone that goes, I know what's good for other people. Let me charge them for that.
Is okay, and that's one
Let
of
me
those
charge
jobs.
people that are super hippy dippy and don't like doctors, but I have no actual training or know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's a life coach.
I always think
They're
of
all
life
fucking
coaches
scams.
as like on Big Brother. This is a way to look at it. We do the Big Brother pool, not to get too into Big Brother again, but we do the Big Brother pool every year where actually Josh Tree won. Actually.
He won by default. I won by winning.
We do the Big Brother pool every year where we draw names of the people that are going to be in the pool that are Past the Gravy listeners, and we draw names of the people that are playing Big Brother that year. When we pair you, we draw like it'll be Josh Tree and insert like say Pat was playing. It'll be Josh Tree and Pat. We draw those two names. You're paired. But then we read you the age, where they're from, and what their occupation is. If you're a life coach,
you're a piece of shit.
We're kind of making fun of you. And there have been a couple of life coaches where like, she's out. He's out. He's done. Like, I'm not saying a life coach doesn't have a meaning. I'm just saying life coach sounds way worse than therapist because it's like, dude, you're not an athlete. You're not playing a sport. You need a coach just to live.
I think I know good enough to where I don't need to get any training or go to school for this. I just know what's good anyway, so I'm qualified right now.
To me,
no, you're not.
I mean, and this is just this is just a personal preference, personal thought that I have. It's like if your life coach isn't like fucking Nelson Mandela or hasn't accomplished something like incredible, like maybe like if you wanted to be the number one salesperson in your company and your life coach was a salesperson and they were the top salesperson in their time, I totally get it. I get it. I mean, that's to each their own. I'm not shitting on you. If you have a life coach, but like a lot of times it's like if your life coach is just a guy that's not super successful, then like they probably aren't a life coach. They're just maybe like taking you for money or whatever it is.
I'll tell you the difference between that. Those people,
it's like a sensei.
Those people are called mentors. They don't charge you for their services. They just kind of guide you because they're so successful.
A mentor
in their life, and they see something in you to help you
Rod
out
Ryan,
and guide
Rod Ryan
you towards
is a mentor to me.
Exactly.
I work under Rod Ryan.
Doesn't charge
Rod Ryan
you.
I don't pay Rod Ryan, but Rod Ryan teaches me a lot of stuff because I'm working in the same business as him, and I would like to be like him one day. But like a mentor
Nelson Mandela, a top sales guy, those are mentors. Life coaches charge you for telling you what to do in your life in situations that they're not equipped to tell you because they're not there day to day. They just hear what you tell them from your point of view. A mentor sees what's going on and is like, listen, you should go this way. Like, now, this is what I would do. This is, like this is how I did it when I was your age. Life coaches just tell you what to do based off of nothing.
If you wanted to be
Robert looks like he's about to tell us he has a life coach.
He's like, I do actually. I am a life coach. He's a podcast life coach, and he teaches you how to keep your podcast under 4 hours.
Yeah.
Robert's he's not the greatest life coach, honestly, but really not the best subjects. But like if your goal or dream is to be like an actor or an actress and your life coach works at a grocery store, just hypothetically, then like, I don't know. And like your life coach has never been an actor or an actress or done anything like that. They're probably not a great life coach for you. If your life coach has done the same things that you want to do and they've been successful in them, then yeah, that's cool. But if your life coach is just like, and I don't know, like I think to everybody, like there are some people that just need to be held accountable. You know, you just need somebody to be like, hey, like it'd be like, I just need Robert to be like, hey, Alex, have you drank enough water today? We did that with Pat for a little bit. We were all kind of Pat's water coach for a little bit.
And now I drink a gallon of water every day.
Look at us. So sometimes it does work. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I just personally, to me, if I just had somebody who's like nagging me all the time, that I don't know. If you needed somebody to nag you, that's good. But like, I think I'm good at nagging myself. You know, I think it does depend on who it is, but life coach just sounds like a dumb name to me. Mentor, like you said, Pat, is better. And if you're paying somebody that didn't 100% succeed in whatever you're trying to do as your life coach, you probably shouldn't. Just
no. Get it. If you're gonna pay somebody, pay a therapist, a licensed person that is trained to help people.
But so if somebody says, my therapist says, should you start listening or stop listening? I always start listening because I'm like, I want to hear where this is going. So I would just, based on that, just for the entertainment, I would say you go with listen. You start listening. You stop caring. You start listening. If that makes sense. Robert, what do you think?
I think I would start listening. I would just want to hear like different perspectives.
I agree. I agree. Because sometimes like somebody does have a perspective, you're like, I would never agree with that. And you end up being like, you're totally right. You make so much sense. You know, like that. I get that. But yeah. And if you're a life coach and you listen to Pat McGee, I'm not just trying to shit on you, but like, I hope you're doing the things I hope you've
go to
done the things
college.
you're coaching people on. I'm hoping you're doing the things. I think I don't think that all life coaches are bad. I just think there are people that like market themselves as like a life coach, and it's like, dude, you're just trying to like, you're scamming people sometimes. Not all, some. All right, moving on. We have one final question. Oh, fuck yeah. It's a regular weekday episode with our girl, Cassie J, the Squatch God. She says, since flip-flops make the exact same sound with every step, shouldn't they be called flop-flops? Even flip-flips? It's actually a good point. Because like flip-flop.
I'm going to say no, just because
I mean, I get like a flip-flop.
To have a
flips
branded
and flops
name
off your feet.
I get it, but to have a branded name, it's got to roll off the tongue. And flip-flop rolls off the tongue better than flop-flop or flip-flip.
I like flip-flip, though. That sounds cool. But it sounds like you're like a gymnast.
Yeah, but you're not. You're just wearing sandals.
Right.
Which, by the way, most people just call them sandals now, right?
Well, because now with the resurgence of slides, like I'm a slides guy now. I rock the Nike slides.
But do you call them slides, or do you still just call them like sandals? Actually, slides I'd be more likely to call flip-flops.
I call them.
I would never call them. Let me go get my slides.
I'll just usually say shoes or sandals.
I usually call them
I've got a pair over there that are slides, but I would definitely call them flip-flops or sandals.
To me, flip-flops are like thong sandals, where you got the toe spot. You put your toe and your second foot in between that. That's a flip-flop because it's.
See, I would go opposite. I would say slides.
Does that sound good?
Slides to me are flip-flops, and the thong ones are sandals. To me, because those thong ones are what I picture at the beach.
The thong sandals. You flip them on and off. That makes more sense as a flip flop. A slide is more like I'm walking around. These are my shoes.
I don't know. I'm just saying in my head. I could be way off.
No, I get you.
Else. What do you think, Bobby?
I think to me the thong ones are the flip flops.
I think so too because they make the sound. Typically,
I get it. I'm just
even
saying
if it's like a flip, but they don't make different sounds. They don't make different sounds. And also, just side note, does anybody have shoes that just randomly like squeak for no reason? And you're like, why do you squeak when I walk?
No.
And not like a door, but it's just like, it's like you can tell when you step on like the right shoe, it's like, like what the fuck is happening? Why are you squeaking like that?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes my shoe does it. Like if I step on it like weird, move it slowly, I'll hear like a creak.
Yeah, but I have like one pair of shoes where the right shoe, every time I step on it, the heel of it, it sort of squeaks. And it's like, why? What's wrong with you? Like, it was like that when I bought it. They were brand new. What did I do to these shoes? I don't understand. But I think flip-flops, like Pat said, flip-flop just sounds cooler than flip-flip or flop-flop. but I do agree they don't really make different sounds. Because when you
Yeah,
hear
they
somebody
don't.
walk with clothes, it's or kind of.
What was that?
You guys get it. So
Yeah.
like there's not really a flip or a flop technically sound, but yeah, I think that I think the thong sandals or the flip flops and the slides are more just like sandals, but they're all sandals. Now, do you have like what kind of you don't wear sandals, do you, Robert?
I have some
When you
like
go to the beach, you wear sandals, but like other than that, Robert is a sandals at the beach only guy, right?
I don't think so. I
Yes.
think I still wear tennis shoes or
You
gym
still wear
shoes.
tennis shoes at the beach?
I think so.
Think
I mean,
it's
I would
Okay,
take
Robert
would-
is the Scranton Strangler.
Because I would just be barefoot at the beach. I would take them to the beach, but then I would just
What
take
happens
them
when the
off and be
sand's
barefoot.
hot? What happens when the sand's hot, dude? That sand gets hot, bro.
I'll get used to it or something.
Yeah. No, you won't. It burns. And you're
You're-
hot, and you just
You're a
high-
fucking psychopath, man.
That's what we love about Lobby Jokes. He's a wild card. We don't know about him. I totally thought Robert was like, he's like, I have one pair of flip-flops. When I go to the beach 2 times a year. That's it. Those flip-flops sit in my like garage or the trunk of my car or my closet until I go to the beach, and that's it.
I mean, I
have-
can even see Robert owning a pair of like those river shoes.
They're like
What are
not the
those?
toe shoes. They're like
No,
cloth
it's just
ones.
like you buy them at Walmart. It's for like basically when you go floating in the river. It's just
So you don't
it
like
covers
scuff up your
foot.
feet.
Yeah.
It's got like grip on rocks and stuff.
I have a pair of like orthopedic slides because I can't be barefoot like on just like hardwood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you a
like
socks always guy?
Socks always or shoes always. Yeah. Never barefoot just because it hurts.
Are you a house shoes guy?
Mm-hmm.
When we're done here, Robert, I'll go grab my river shoes out of the garage so you can see them. So you'll know what I'm talking about. You've seen them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I bought house shoes though. I'm a house shoes guy now, man. I got a kimono, and on like the weekends, I'll wake up, I drink the coffee in the kimono with the house shoes. They're nice, like knit, like
Cultural
gray
appropriation.
slide-ons. They're great. They're great.
Bro, I'm
But,
not
like,
gonna lie, I do.
house
I do
shoes is
want
a game
kimono.
changer. The mono, I have a mono with like leaves. It's got like palm trees and tigers on it.
Bro, I've always loved kimonos. I've always thought they're the coolest fucking shit, dude. Asians are just cooler than us, man.
Do you have house
Everything
shoes,
about
Pat?
their culture. No. When I get home,
Dude.
my shoes come off, and I'm either in socks or barefoot.
I'm either like I don't know. I go barefoot sometimes, but I also like to rock the house shoes. They're nice. They're nice and they're super comfy. Super comfy. So yeah,
I'm not living in a fucking mansion, so I don't feel the need for them.
I'm not either, and you know that. So we would not call them flip flips or flop flops. Flip flops make the better difference. So flip flops should not be
Or sandals.
Cassie. Or sandals also, but sandals I can understand because sandals is like
A resort.
oh yeah in Jamaica for couples, all inclusive. All right, so that was it, guys. Hashtag PTG Answers if you got any questions for us. I am at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at Not Pat Dan. Robert's at Robert Barbosa 03. We are at Pass the Great Pod. Please give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, wherever you're listening to us. Please share us with a friend. Just let them know, hey, man, you should check out this podcast. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Do you have anything else?
Nope.
Don't be ashamed to wear your
Love
sandals
each other,
and
guys.
flip-flops. Love each other. Let's all love each other. Let's all go to PassGrayMerch.com, buy some awesome podcast merchandise. Hit us up on Twitter at PassGrayPod. You guys be safe out there. Be good to each other. I love y'all. And pass the gravy, you bitches.
Waiting for the exhale. I toss my pain with my wishes in a wishing well.